Awesome.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hey, everyone.
Morning. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to our Carniversary episode. So this is going to be exciting. We got Coach Emily and Coach Raymond today. It's Coach Emily's third
3 year.
3 year Carniversary, and it's let's see, we should go from there we go. 2 for Lindy, 1 year for me. It's Michael's 6
And
months.
I'll just go like this.
Yeah. And then Raymond showing off at 6.5 years.
little difference there.
10x Michael. Okay.
But that absolutely, thanks you guys for tuning in. But this will be really fun. We wanted to have a kind of a celebration Carniversary episode about how our
Wrong spot, Todd.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I asked you if you're going to do your OCD thing and move me or not, and you...
I was busy.
But anyhow, thank you guys for coming in, and yeah, well, let's. So how do we want to do this? We'll start from Michael up and give a little quick intro or where we started and where we're at.
I am still fasting. Day 7 on my fast.
Oh, wow.
I am down so far just on my fast 27 pounds.
That's amazing.
And gonna keep going till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're gonna I'm playing it by ear. Gonna see how I feel each day. If I feel like I gotta break it, I'm gonna break it and start eating again, eating slow. And I plan on doing this again. I like this. I love the weight loss. So I'm gonna give some numbers here. My highest weight that I know of was 722 pounds. Okay. When I started Carnivore on my birthday back in July on 7/16, I was 654 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I am now down to 506 pounds this morning.
Oh, my goodness.
Yay.
So I have lost 148 pounds in 175 days.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I never believed I could do this, and it's freaking amazing that I have gotten my life back, and I'm on track to going where I want to go instead of going the other direction.
Right.
So that's my update.
That's awesome. That is a miracle. I mean, how you feeling? Like you must feel just so much better.
Well, now I'm on the fast. I'm a little tired today, but no, I feel so much better. I'm depression free, and the pain is going away. I look forward to life each day now. I look forward to getting up.
That's worth it right there.
Before I used to go to bed at night and kind of wish I wouldn't wake up in the morning. Because I was just at a break, and that was only 8 months ago, and so this has changed my life that much in that short time. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you're up in the 5, 6, 7 plus pounds, listen to me, please try this 30 days, stick to it the whole time for 30 days, and this can change your life. I guarantee it. I promise you that. And if you need help, reach out to me. Or Todd or Lindy or the amazing coaches at SBG. They know what they're doing. Listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Michael, I want a whole episode all about you. Okay, but I know that's not what you guys are doing today. So, but just remind me of your initial, your moment that you made that choice.
The start, I was broken. I've been homebound for 20 plus years. And I wish I would have found this 20 plus years ago, or, longer than that, because I've always suffered with weight. I was in high school. I was almost 400 pounds in high school. And, when I was in the wrestling team, I was a heavyweight for our wrestling team. And, I wasted my life away. And I didn't realize how addicted I was to food until I became free of it. And then I looked back, and that's when I realized it. When I went through 1 month of withdrawal is when I was realizing that, man, I must really be addicted to the sugar and the carbs. And when I get on the other side, I look back and I say, wow, it's amazing. I no longer have the thoughts of food at all. I don't think about food at all anymore. Before, it was constantly in my mind. I would just get done eating, and then within an hour, I'd be thinking about food again, or I'd go back and get a few more bites. I just couldn't get away from it, And it's so hard that now I see how a drug addict is, or an alcoholic, or anything like that. You never understand it until you see it from being free from it. That's when you truly understand it.
Isn't it weird? It's like we're in a fog or something, and we're all just react. You react, and then when you break free out of that fog, you're just like, whoa, where was I?
Yeah, it's amazing to be on this side of it now.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like carnivore miracles are kind of standard operating procedure on carnivore.
There you go.
It's, it becomes almost a joke because people are like, they can't fix all those things, but it's just healing the body, and the body's fixing all those things. Our bodies are incredible.
My blood pressure is down to 106/62 last time they checked it.
Whoa.
Yeah. For a 506-pound guy.
Yeah, right. They would say that's impossible, right? Yeah. That's great, man.
Absolutely.
Doing good. I mean, that's what you're looking for, is all that quality of health from there, and that's what you're feeling. And finally, and honestly, we all look at weight as the real barometer, but of course, I don't think that's it. It's how you're feeling right now. It's the fact that you have hope for the future. To me, those are even better barometer, because let me tell you, it didn't matter if you were at your goal weight and your mind is all ruined.
Right.
I mean, your life just sucks as worse. You're just in a prison in your mind. So, and I've been there too. You've been there too, right?
I've been in a prison.
Body and the mind.
I had a life sentence here in my area. Now, I haven't been out of my apartment in 3 years. The only time I came up is when I got into my apartment over 3 years ago now. And I snuck up late at night in the mornings. Nobody would see me.
Yeah.
And before that, the only time I'd go outside is at night, and maybe sit out for a little bit. And that was a struggle.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, I'm so glad that you're finding your way, and that you're halfway to a year Carniversary. So that's really impressive right there.
Yep. Looking forward to the next 6 months now.
That's
Absolutely.
it. That's right. Yeah. How many diets can you say that about, right? I'm looking forward to another 6 months of the same thing.
I've tried so many diets in the past through the years: shake diets, juice diets, South Beach diets, the keto diet. Nothing ever got me free from the cravings.
Yeah.
And getting free from that is the biggest thing. It's your biggest freedom that you can have, to be free from that.
Then it seems like everything else is possible, including going without food.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
7 days now. Yep.
Yeah. Makes it much easier. That's right.
For sure.
Sorry.
Oh,
The wrong button there.
5 years, though. That's amazing.
5 years. Yeah.
Very good job. Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible. Oh, you're starring it. I got you. We're going to come back to you.
We're going to come back to that. Yeah.
Sorry. Gotta
Trying
be
to figure everything out. So.
aching then.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So 1 year for me, started at somewhere in the low 700, somewhere around 715, 720. I don't really know. It could have been higher, but I didn't have the reading. Didn't have a scale. Couldn't fit on the scale. But yeah, the highest that I was able to get the scale to record, because my problem was the lymphedema. I couldn't stand on the scale because my legs wouldn't fit on the scale. But when I finally lost enough weight, which was pretty substantial amount of weight, it was I was at 647 pounds. And yeah, I mean, 12 months ago, I was stuck in a recliner, couldn't get out of that recliner in 2.5 years because I'd gotten COVID too. And I had scarred lungs, congestive heart failure that had me on 5 liters of oxygen.
Jeez.
And I gained 84 pounds of, well, they took off 84 pounds of fluid off me at the hospital during that time. just nasty stuff. And I just, my resting heart rate was like 107 beats a minute. And I had, I have little episodes of AFib from the congestive heart failure, and my my oxygen saturation was 88% on 5 liters of oxygen. Yeah. Like it was miserable. I could not move. I could not do anything. It was, it was everything I could do to stand up for 90 seconds at a time and get someplace. It was miserable. And yeah, I mean, talk about a life changer. It's just so crazy. I mean, now my oxygen was, I'm not on oxygen anymore, and my oxygen saturation is 96%. The highest.
Oh, wow.
My oxygen wasn't. I couldn't get it to that when I was 18. Yeah, I always had lung problems. I also had that reactive airway disease. Had to take Advair and steroids for my lungs. Don't take those anymore. Don't take any oxygen anymore. Don't take any medication except for the occasional fluid pill. Had massive lymphedema. That's completely in remission. Like, I don't gain a ton of fluid. I have this like this area of fluid that it keeps going up and down. I feel it's almost like I'm a camel. Like I created this amount of easy room for fluid to hide, and I keep cycling in there. But the more that I do that, the more it heals, and the less that I gain. And at my lowest before I primed, I was down to 458 pounds. I found my notes on that because I did look for those this morning. And now I did I gained some weight after priming, but it was good weight. Very happy to gain that weight. But I'm at 476 today after 2.5 months of priming, and far stronger after the priming. My fluid retention's way better, and I'm just so much healthier. I just have so much more stronger, physically able, have so much more range of motion, stability, balance, all these things. Just way better. I mean, I'm walking, I can walk 30-40 minutes on the treadmill now. I'm doing the shake weights. I'm doing the DDP yoga and jump roping, for crying out loud. Like it's
unreal.
Yeah, and that's.
Have you ever thought of filming yourself? Because I'd like to see it.
I am actually. I've just thought about that because my brother just bought me for Christmas. I forget what it's called. It's called like the crazy axle or something. It's imagine 2 big bicycle tires, and in the middle is a cam like a cam in the middle on a bar.
Like bicycle pedals, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like you're doing and you row it, right? While you're doing like a plank, and it works out your abs, your back, and your shoulders and stuff. So I'm gonna be working out on that.
That seems pretty hard.
It is hard. But he bought it, so I'm like, all right, I'll take the challenge. I'm gonna see if I can't. At first I think I'm just gonna be doing it from my knees, and then I'll work to my toes, to do a plank. But I'm gonna try to get some videos of that and jump roping and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Putting that in there and put that up next. But yeah, I mean, is this where we want to show the pictures to Michael, or that was
wow. Yeah.
That was me a little bit chunky.
So you're saying the scale did not register you also. So
no, it didn't. It
just
didn't.
like Lindy on that.
No, here's so the first time my problem was I had 36 I had 36-inch calves. That put my legs so far apart I couldn't fit 2 feet on a scale. And I couldn't get them together because I had to get this fluid off. One time in the middle of it, I was like curling my feet in and pushing my legs together, and I got on my 700-pound scale.
Wow.
And I got on there and the LED screen blew up on it. I broke the scale.
Man.
No, I still have it to this day. I have a 700-pound scale with a busted LED screen because when I finally got on it, it broke. So I don't know how much I was. I could have been 750. I don't know. I don't know how much. It took me 4 months to get my legs small enough to get on a scale. And when I got there, I was 647 pounds. I have no idea, but I know that in this picture, I was at least 650 in this picture. This one right here. I remember that. That was at my dad's funeral.
Oh wow.
Wow.
But yeah,
Wow.
I was huge.
And you were bigger than that when you were trying to play with the scale.
Oh yeah, by far. I
Wow.
have a Michael can cycle. Yeah, that was about the peak. You don't get a good idea of how big I am there, but that's when I was on oxygen. I was sitting in that chair that I was stuck in for 2.5 years in that picture. And I don't know
when
if
you
you
say stuck, what do you mean by stuck in? Like,
I mean, I spent all but 2 minutes a day in that chair every day. I went to the bathroom 1 time a day.
damn.
And that was it. I spent 2.5 years stuck in that recliner. I could not breathe. My blood pressure go through the roof. I'd stand up. I would get blackout dizzy. You know, I slept in that chair. I worked in that chair. I lived in that chair.
Damn. So wait. Okay, let me get this right. So it was difficult for you to get out of the chair too?
Oh yeah,
Or how'd that work?
it would take me an hour to talk myself into standing up because everything was so miserable.
Wow.
My legs hurt so bad. Like you can't imagine the knee pain, the hip pain, the back pain, and I would you know, my oxygen would tank just with the exertion of standing up. You know, my oxygen would drop
Oh,
to
it would drop, right?
yeah, like I would go into like 70% saturation just standing up. It would take so much of, you know, my lungs away. My lungs sounded like a bagpipes when I would just breathe. Like it was all whistly. It was miserable. It was a nightmare, you know.
How long ago was that?
That picture was about maybe 13 months ago, 14 months ago. This was when this was 5 months in after I was able to get on the scale and I was able to stand up. I took that picture. That was me in front of the mirror after when I was able to stand on the scale and walk a little bit. That was 640-ish pounds.
Right. Wow. So you did carry
That's
a lot.
that green shirt. That's that green shirt that I was wearing in that picture with my that green shirt that I was filling out. That's that green shirt. And I was still 560 pounds or so in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're standing taking a picture of yourself, so you can tell you're doing a lot better already.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then this is when I started really dropping some weight, but my legs were still a mess. But
Legs. Yeah.
Yep. And then that was a little bit better. And in all honesty, I just didn't take Lindy, I didn't know we were doing this. When he was like, you got some pictures? I was like, I don't have any new ones, but all right. So
Cycles of the old ones, yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't the most recent. This is the most recent.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So
You're the
cute.
most
I like the
recent.
one in the video with it shows your eyes too. It's like a smolder. I don't know which one that is, Michael. It's like a smolder look.
Probably the next one. Yeah.
Is it?
Not sure which
so,
one
yeah.
you meant, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's in
Okay.
the intro. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Cute.
oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I mean, like it's so encouraging to I can't imagine what the next 12 months is going to be like, you know.
Yeah.
Starting off from here, you know, because it's compounding, right? It's like the compounding penny. My dad always told me that story, and I always loved it, you know. And you know, starting from zero and got to here in 12 months was so much fun and amazing and mind blowing. I can't wait seeing what starting from here, where I end up in 12 months, you know, from here, you know, it's going to be incredible, you know, looking very, very much looking forward to it. And, you know, this priming's been amazing. It healed so many things, you know, because honestly, I would be further along if I would have primed at 7 months instead of priming at 9.5 months, because I stalled out from 7 months to 9.5 months because I just was under eating. I was doing OMAD, and I was tired for 2.5 months, and I was just being stubborn. I just wasn't letting go of it, and I thought it would get better, you know. Yeah. And it didn't fix it until I primed, and that's why this has been the best weight I've ever gained in my life, because it's all been strength and healing. Like I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. I sleep so much better. I mean, I breathe so like. I was just thinking today, man, I can't think of the last time I was really winded. You know?
Oh wow!
You don't get short of breath anymore.
Somebody was
No. Yeah, I mean, all the time. I spent, you know, 30 years pretty much being winded, and I can't think of the last time I was winded. You know?
Damn, that's great. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Completely new life. I just keep on thinking, I get this image of like every bite of steak that we take is like an investment that you're going to
Right.
get some compound interest in. And that's what we have to do is like eat delicious food, like a lot of it, and keep
Right.
eating it. And then what we get back down the road.
Absolutely. And it's exponential. I mean, because that's just like the weight related physical things and health things. The mental stuff, like suicidal depression being gone, crippling anxiety being gone. And then I used to be addicted to gambling. I really was for a long time. That's completely gone. Got completely freed from caffeine addiction and nicotine addiction. I mean, it's all gone. I was just talking to Carrie Mann at Homestead How the other day. I'm like, we need to kind of look into, seems to be a connection between anxiety and like addictive personalities and compulsive habits, because there's some sort of link there that and well, then Raymond showed me that book too. He see the book that you held up the other day, and he was said, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Yeah. And so I just actually pulled that up, and I'm going to buy it because I'm like, I got to read that book. And then I remembered Michael gets fine stuff, but I'm gonna, good stuff. But anyways, he's got information. But,
he knows things.
He knows people. But I'm definitely going to be reading that because I've just been noticing there's so many people of us that are have that in common, that addictive personality that went away with Carnivore. And I'm like, how is that working? But there's something really there I want to pursue more, because it's really that's really got me interested.
Well, it's you're willing to be honest with yourself, and you're willing to say I'm addicted, and you're like listing them out, this, and it's kind of like when you let one thing go, then something else comes in. And I've appreciated that about your journey, Todd. Like you kind of question anything in your life, and you're like, was I just drinking too much sparkling water because I just didn't want to deal with my stuff, and so I just I was bored, and so right. And so I love that anything's on the table for you as far as, will my life be better if I, do or don't this thing? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you start to heal and this all becomes more clear to you. Well, and also you're getting amazing, helpful cues from your own body, that it's pointing you in the right direction. It's like it's talking to you if you listen to it. It's right there.
It's like it can be your friend. It's like you don't have to be an enemy with your body. Yeah.
Right. At odds, because the more that I listen to it, and that's literally, to me, it's still one of the most shocking things that's happened is the nicotine. Because the nicotine, I was not planning on quitting. I thought, well, I've given up a lot. I don't need to drive myself crazy by giving this up right now too. If maybe someday, that was in my head, and that was not on the table, was not planned. It just happened. It just happened where my body did not want that anymore. And it only took 13 days to quit a 26-year massive nicotine habit, and it was gone. And you hear all these people say how it's impossible, to quit smoking and all this, not impossible, but very, 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 very difficult. And man, when your body's healthy and healed, or maybe just nourished or whatever that is, it was not difficult at all. I mean, in fact, it was almost, it almost wasn't my idea. It felt like
the struggle out of it.
It's kind of funny because when I was talking to you and you were doing Carnivore this whole time, I didn't even really suspect that you were dipping or chewing.
Right.
So, and then you just came up. It's like, I'm going to try to give it up. And I'm like, damn, this is the perfect time to do it during priming. But I wanted to warn you that you're going to want to eat more. And sure thing, that happened. And that was okay. And that even abated that feeling. But you would have thought that you would eat yourself, like treating it like a new addiction. And it didn't. Well, for a little while, you had to replenish, right? And once you did, to take over that thing, and then it was gone. You didn't even need the food anymore.
It seemed to have stretched out my priming for like another 5 or 6 weeks, to be honest with you, when I quit that. But I mean, that I'll take that trade-off any day. Get rid of nicotine for more steak for an extra 5 weeks.
Right?
Like that's a no-brainer. And it's made fasting. First of all, that 5.5 day fast or whatever went fantastically, and now I'm going into the rolling, or the up and down days, the alternate day fasting, and today's my first, I'm fasting today, first 36 hour after the 5.5 day one. And I mean, it's just so incredibly easy. There's just not a single thought of food. And I worked hard to get the meat in yesterday, and I put 3 steaks in just so I'd make sure that I had it. But this is completely effortless today, and so that all worked out, fantastically. I'm really excited to see where, in the next 30 to 60 days, how this is looking. So
you have like an open channel of communication with your body and your hunger and signals and what your body needs.
Yeah,
it's really hopeful to think that your body can actually not only adapt but fix itself like this. It's like you would think that all of us here are, because of my age, first of all, are at the point of no return. There's no fixing this, right?
Yeah,
but that's not the case. Apparently, the body, as long as it gets what it really needs, it does tend to fix itself.
I know.
That's very hopeful by itself, right?
It's so amazing that I really start to wonder if there is anything that's irreversible when it comes to disease. Yeah,
I'm starting to think that myself. I'm like wondering what.
Maybe it's difficult, but I don't know that irreversible is even a thing. I mean, as far as disease goes, anyways.
Yeah,
definitely
we get
metabolic disease. Yeah.
But now to the star of the show, Lindy.
We're doing Lindy now.
Another star all stars here.
I thought we were going to do Emily next because she's 3 years.
Yeah, I'm 2 years.
Okay, hold on. I'm not ready yet. Go ahead. You can start talking.
No.
I'll get your pictures ready.
Yeah,
Michael's in the middle of a fast. He hasn't eaten food for 7 days, so his elevator's skipping floors right now.
We'll give him a break.
I'm good. Go ahead, Lindy.
Yeah, well, like Todd, I didn't know what my starting weight was either. I would jump on the scales every other day and just see ERR, which was very disheartening. And they're 700-pound scales as well. So I got those because I used to watch this 1,000-pound sisters, those people. And I thought, oh, if they can jump on a scale, I can too. But yeah, that was really bad. And the last official weight I had was around 750 kilos. I weighed in at the doctor's about 2 or 3 years before I started Carnivore. So obviously during that time we had COVID and we did takeout every night, and I was housebound, did absolutely nothing. So I could be anywhere, 800 plus or minus, I think for sure was my weight. And I had the sleep apnea and type 2 diabetes, lots of things, balance issues, mobility, like everything. So yeah, started Carnivore. I on my 50th birthday, I thought it's time to start to get my life back. And my mum was diagnosed with cancer at 50, and I just remembered how sad I was, thinking, I don't want to lose my mum so young. And then I thought, well, I have 2 daughters as well. They need their mum. I need to make a change. So I jumped on keto for a bit and failed that. That was really difficult, measuring and all that kind of stuff. Then I tried Carnivore, and I struggled for 6 months. And it wasn't until January 2021 or 2022 that I reached out to Coach Emily and said, I need some help. I think our first call, I think I was in tears. I was crying. I was so embarrassed. To reach out for help is something that I would never do. I always want to do things on my own. I was embarrassed. I did attend the SBG meetings, but had camera off and was too embarrassed to show myself or participate at all, and just felt that I was too far gone. I didn't think this was going to work for me, but this was my last hope. It's either this or just, wake up every morning crying because I didn't want to be here, hoping that I would die, and I just didn't want to keep living this way. So Raymond joined the team as well. So the 3 of us did some coaching, and they kept me on track, kept me accountable, helped me deal with all the issues like my husband eating Chinese on the couch next to me. And, and me, I wanted to lose weight quickly. But it's not about losing weight. Yes, I needed to lose weight, but it's more about the healing, the mindset. It's the total package. And I had to just let go of the scales and not worry about what the numbers said. It was more about the healing, keeping consistent with eating, knowing that what I was eating was good for me. And look, blinked, and look at me now. It's 2 years. The first year was difficult because it was just that keeping consistent and tackling all the, people telling me I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm like, I was going to have a heart attack where I was, and you're worried I'm going to have a heart attack now. This even today, after losing, this morning I'm down to 277 pounds. And they still tell me, oh, you're going to have a heart attack. I'm like, you didn't tell me that when I was 800 pounds.
Right.
So, I'm looking so much better. I've got my life back doing, living my life now. And they're concerned about my diet all of a sudden. So, yeah, I just tune out to that now. I do think carnivore has been, I think someone mentioned in the comments, I think Mike, there's a red pill, the magic pill. It is not just about the eating. It's transformed my whole life, my mental, my confidence, my spirit. I've become a real minimalist in life. I'm like decluttering my house and like minimalizing everything. And it's just, each thing that I do is just taking that pressure off my shoulders. It's like that mountain is slowly coming down. I'm becoming more adventurous and getting out and doing, living life again. I was housebound for so many years. I would occasionally go and visit my daughter at her beautiful shop. There, I think someone mentioned my sunflowers. They're from her shop. I go and visit her, but it was difficult. She has 3 steps to get into her shop, and I would like an old lady, step one at a time and go straight to the chair. I couldn't stand. She'll say, go and walk around the shop, have a look at all the new giftware. I couldn't do it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it later. But then I never did because I would just get puffed out walking around her little shop. It was just embarrassing. I felt like a disappointment to my family. And, I no longer feel that way. So I'm actually getting out there and enjoying my life with the girls, with my husband. And, it's just been a total game changer. So going from a place of despair and not wanting to be here, and I'm embracing life now. I've got a bucket list again of all these things that I want to tick off my bucket list. It's just amazing. So definitely if you're struggling in this position, or it's definitely worth a try. You can do this, and we are all here to help support you. And I think the biggest part of my healing has been meeting these great guys, Todd and Michael. I've just become a different person. We chat almost every day because we've all been at the same place and we can understand each other. And a lot of people that haven't been Jews can understand what it's like to be 800 pounds, or 800 pounds. It's hard work, and it's not like we chose to be there. We got stuck. We're addicts. We know that. We accept that. Yeah, definitely lost our way for sure. And it's just nice that we finally were able to dig ourselves out of that hole, and we're working towards getting to our optimal selves. So my new addiction in life is to be optimal.
Wow.
Nothing wrong with that addiction.
No, and I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. So I just want to do the best that I can, be the best person that I can. I want the girls to, love me and, be inspired by my transformation and show them that they can do anything.
Sure.
It's never too late.
I love the baseline. There's just like this baseline of compassion. And I see that in all 3 of you guys. You have so much compassion. And here's the thing too, like you have compassion towards yourself. Like that has shifted. When you look at, where you were, even just to hear Michael talk about it, he's like, yeah, we're stuck in a tight spot. We had lost our way. Like these aren't like, you're a horrible person. You don't deserve to exist. And, like all the stuff that goes on in our head, that how we feel when we feel like that, when we're metabolically screwed and not firing correctly.
Yeah.
So I think that so much of what I appreciate about what you guys bring to the community is like compassion, and like we have been there, and there are so many people there, and I love what you're doing.
Well, and that's such a good point too, because right there, I just wanted to expand on that because, for 20 some years trying to lose weight, I thought it was, just me, and because I was doing what the doctor said, it didn't work. I followed these diets, they didn't work. Thought I was screwing it up. And the thing that really is tragic about that is it's kind of like putting the wrong guy in prison type of thing. You not only do you have the wrong answer, right, you're believing a lie, but you also stop looking for the problem. You stop looking for the guilty criminal there in the midst of this thing, and you don't really find the answer. You don't really find justice there. And that's what I hated about it. And that's why I'm really, when I finally realized that, I was, basically kind of being brainwashed here by the foods and the propaganda and everything, I got really upset about it, which is good. I work pretty good when I'm pissed. So that's a really good motivator for me, but I'm starting to get equally there, realizing that these kind of compulsive nature that I had too was because of the food, more so than I had thought. I thought it was a character flaw in me. I thought it was a, and I mean, I'm sure all of these things are one thing really when you get down to it, because it's something about balance and wholeness. But I don't know. It's when you can stop, when you can get out of this pit of just beating up yourself all the time, you can find the real answers to heal. And the problem with the way things work now is it's built to make you beat yourself up. It's built to make you go, oh, you didn't have the willpower. You didn't do what the professionals said, and it's like, well, you're feeding us stuff that's 8 times more addictive than crack. So, and it's bad for us. And then you're telling us to do it in moderation. It's like, go to hell. You guys are ruining everybody. I don't know. I'll get off that little kick, but I want to throw that in there.
It's the wrong thing. And we think the answer is the wrong thing. And we're, kind of even showed images of just false expectations that aren't even realistic by any means. And I think just the humanness of you guys just being out here, us being out here and just saying, here, we are just here. We just show up as humans. And, that makes a really big difference. And there is somebody to blame. There is somebody to get pissed at. There's a whole system. And it's very motivating. And you get your hat on and like, yeah, he's going to take him down.
Right. Well, I mean, it's fun when you know who the enemy, when you can finally spot the enemy. It's not hiding in the shadows anymore. We flushed it out. Yeah. I mean, I was just, saying that a while back, that we are at war. This is a war. They're coming after our quality of life, our health, our food, the things that are giving us strength, and, it's killing our families and stuff. Right. So I don't know, man, it's, that has me more fired up than anything now that you can see it. And yeah, the guilt's gone. I no longer feel bad. I know how I got here, and I know what roles I had to play in this stuff, but it's, it's no longer, woe is me. I think we just need, to show the results and then go after them, show everybody and then start exposing it, and just show them that it's consistent, That's what I think, but I'll get off that. Back to Lindy. Sorry.
I listened to the doctor as well. I had my gallbladder out when I was 21. 25, they said, you need to have a lap band surgery. This will fix you. I'm like, yep, no worries. So I did all that. I lost more weight on the OptiFast shakes than I did in the actual surgery. Oh. After that, I tried every diet under the sun. I could rattle them all off, but I mean, plenty of diets. None of them were sustainable. I could only keep on them for like a week at the most and then just fall off. It wasn't fixing the root cause of my problem. Carnivore has changed all that. I don't know what it is, but it does fix something in your head. It's like it switches off that carb monster, the cravings, and it makes you see things a lot clearer, and you can deal with things and situations a lot better. So it's not just the weight loss. That was fantastic, obviously, but it's fixed the whole package. I'm a completely different person. And to think that just by eating meat does that to you, why didn't anybody tell us this? This is truly the magic pill. And it is disappointing that I listened to the doctors for so long and I didn't do my own research and find this community earlier. I take my hats off to all those people starting it much earlier than we have.
All
They're
right.
going to have a brilliant life. And also that little carnival babies coming on now, they're going to rule the world. But at least, I can make a start now. Hopefully Dr. Chafee says we'll live to 120. I'm in.
I missed the memo on that.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. It would be
Okay.
nice.
Honestly, living for an extra life, extra long time sounds great. To me, it's a quality life all the way around. If I had a short life,
Absolutely.
I'll take that quality of life any day.
Yeah. I would never want to live to 120 being the way I was, but
No
the
way.
way I'm
Yeah.
going and the way I'm improving every day.
Yeah.
take it
Then
off.
I'm interested because I'm curious, how much better can I get? Like you
Exactly.
said, trying to
Yeah.
optimize yourself. You're addicted to the optimization.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. But life is just so much clearer now. I can focus a lot better. If things happen, like life happens, things happen, I can sit back and I can assess all my choices and then take the better choice, not just, woe is me, get stuck into the carbs and then go into a big guilt trip and hating myself. That's all gone now.
And then that cyclical part. And you go over it again, you try hard and go back over it again. Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah.
And all you
I
do is
did.
hate yourself more and more every cycle.
Yeah, I did talk about Christmas. I did have a bit of a cheat then. I miss my mum at Christmas time. It's always difficult. And block of chocolate fell into my car and I ate that. And I literally, my brain switched off. I ate it. I didn't taste it. It was just like a robot eating it. I was completely numb. And then when I finished, I thought, oh my God, that was me 2 years ago. And that's frightened the crap out of me because I just remember how low I was at that stage. And I just thought I'd never want to be back then, be that same person again. So I was straight back on the wagon. That fright is enough to keep me on track. So, I'm not down on myself about it. It was a great learning experience. I learned a lot just by having that chocolate and learning that, I still have that addiction and I just have to be mindful of that, going forward. And I'm strong enough to get back on the wagon straight away and not let it spiral. So
that's how strong you are. You have a very high amount of self-awareness now. So it's like, yes, you can dip your toe into something that that won't do you any favors, but the fact that you can get right back on it is the part that's very encouraging,
Yeah. So I'm proud of myself for that. And let's keep going. This is for life too. It's not a diet. Okay, this photo, 2013 was the last Christmas event that I went to my husband's family. I couldn't sit in the deck chairs because I would break them. I didn't fit in them. So I had to sit away from the family on a park bench. And I was completely embarrassed. This wasn't even at my highest. 2003 was the first Christmas this year I've just been. I finally went to another Christmas function and that was awesome. So that's what the two photos are. But yeah, definitely not at my largest. That was obviously 10 years ago. But it's I'm part of the family again. I didn't want to see the family. I was embarrassed at my size. I just hid away from the world, but I'm no longer in hiding. So it's a cool photo, that one. Makes me happy.
You can see such a difference in the mood and the demeanor. You can see the confidence. The other one, I mean, you're lovely in both photos, but the 2013, it's a little bit of a forced smile. You can see something going on behind there. Yep. And it's
I didn't want to be there at all. Yeah, it was so uncomfortable.
Like a cringy smile, like I'm smiling, but
And this is 2019. My daughter was going on exchange to Japan. And I had the dog in front of me trying to hold my body, but obviously you can
There we
see she's
go.
not big enough
Right.
to hide me. But she wanted a family photo to send to her host family. And I didn't want to do it, but I'm like, how can I disappoint my daughter? And then I was so embarrassed. I hated the photo, but I let her send it to the host family just so she could show her family. But yeah, so that was another one I'd found just recently, and yeah, I was very uncomfortable. And then 2021 was when I kind of just before I contacted Emily. So you can see with the face, I've got the big chin happening, and I don't have body photos because I just didn't want to be anywhere near a camera.
Yeah, you don't want to see them, yeah.
No.
Well, and also
That's-
when you're that big, like you don't let people take pictures of you in group functions, and you don't even really want to be seen in them. And then you're too big. It's not like you're out there taking selfies where you can't even, you're you're always like, I'm getting to and from a place to sit. That's all you're thinking,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it
And
too.
you're always conscious of people watching you and looking at you, and yeah, you just want to hide away from the world. You just don't want to have people look at you and judge you.
Yeah, that's why I disappeared for 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's my 221 photo and one taken this morning. So
with your
my
sunflowers. Oh wow.
Your neck is amazing how much change that did, just the neck alone, the double chin. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've still got the little turkey neck there. Like if I don't want to do a side profile, but you can see
I've got some too, Lindy. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I actually had a comment the other day.
Wow.
Someone told me I had nice cheekbones. I thought I didn't even know we had bones in our cheeks.
I love your chin. The more fit you get, I notice your chin. It's just so pretty.
It's my father. They've all got really large chins. It's a curse in our family, and I think I've got it. Now that I've lost the weight, I think I've definitely got that cursed chin. So.
Pretty.
Yeah, and that's just my montage. Yeah, and I've added the new photo in there. So it's just an updated photo of my progress, just my face shots. That's all I've got.
Lindy, I shared this one at KetoCon. Raymond and I shared this one in our presentation, and people just started bursting out in applause for you. It was so cool. So cool. So yeah,
such a difference.
Updated version.
Such a difference.
Yeah.
That was last April.
Right.
I'm a new person for sure. Like I look at the first photo and I'm just so sad for that person, and then I think, oh geez, that was me, and it's just hard to, it's difficult losing so much weight.
That person.
Yeah, losing weight so quickly has been great, but my mind hasn't caught up yet. So sometimes I still feel like that person. Sometimes you get a few aches and pains, and you just think, oh. But it's going to take a while for my mind to catch up to my body. But it's going to be a long ride, but I'm in for it. So all good.
It's exciting. You guys are going to be in that kind of world together. Like I remember that too. Just funny things like just being out in public and just having people like not ignore me. There's one thing where they're staring, there's one thing where you're just invisible. And so when I was in my 200 300 range, it was just kind of like made people uncomfortable or something. So they just kind of I just was invisible in social circles and a lot of different things like that. And so it was just weird, like, oh, people want to talk to me now. Like, it's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Still surprising.
Well, what about the disgusted look? So I've gotten a few of those.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten that all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many. And just the little kids pointing at you saying, there's a fat lady. Look at
yeah.
And no wonder you want to hide. Like if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, you can walk down the street and nobody will flinch.
Yeah, no one sees it. That's right. Right. I remember little kids, the first thing they'll come is rub my belly. How is it so big?
Yeah.
Really can't hide it. Right. So, but anyways, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Todd's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
Rub the
I
belly
just,
for good luck.
I
Yeah,
just,
yeah, I always got
Buddha
that. My
belly.
belly was like the Buddha belly for good luck. So
I just remember so many things. You know, I was so big for so long. Well, you know, like I said, I was, 600 pounds when I was 14. So just so many funny things. I remember when I'd lost some weight, but I was like 500 pounds. I kid you not. It was the funniest thing I remember to this day. I was laughing so hard, but I was trying to learn how to snowboard at 500 pounds. And so I got this snowboard and I was on the bunny hill and there's this little kid right in front of me, tiny little dude. And I mean, he's killing it compared to me. I mean, he's just killing it, but he's, this is when I learned about inertia. Like being heavy, you don't need that much of a slope when you got a little bit of inertia behind you. But this kid had watched me eat crap, because we were all going down this bunny hill a bunch of times trying to get it. He'd watch me eat crap like 5 dozen times. And we ended up right next to him, and that little dude looked up with his little tiny skis and he's barely puttering along. He goes, "Don't fall on me, mister."
Oh my god.
I died laughing. It was the funniest thing.
Oh my god.
In my life. I still remember that today. And then I finally started being able to stand up and snowboard. And then I had a hellacious wreck on the bunny hill. I remember looking at my own ass pockets and I was like, I don't know how that's possible, but I saw my own wallet pocket on when I was wrecking, and that was when I broke my ankle that time. I was one of these guys. I was telling them I broke my ankle, and they're wondering how that was how. But it was pretty funny. But yeah, when you were saying that, I was just thinking about all these little things from your size, the stereotypes and reactions that you get from people. But that kid had one of the best ones I ever remember.
Don't fall on me.
Yeah, don't fall on me, mister. I must have looked so big to that kid. It was hilarious.
I love that you can laugh about this. Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Oh, it's so funny. Man, it was hilarious. That kid was awesome. Oh my gosh. And relevant. I mean, he's smart. He wanted to live. He's just like, I'm in danger. But yeah, so good. I was just reading some comments. So Emily's next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years.
Thanks, guys. I mean, 3 years. That's crazy. Oh, I remember we were talking about this last fall when you were talking about when you hit your 2 years, and we were right in that ballpark. Because I remember January 1st, before I started it, I was so hooked. I had gotten crazy hooked on all those keto treats throughout that Christmas season and was out of control. And I kept on ordering more because if it said it was sugar-free, then I thought it was fine and there was a green light on it. And so I would keep like putting them in my Amazon bag. I'd figure out where to buy them around town. It was the same as sugar. It was straight up the same as sugar. By the time I got to, worse. The time I was at January 1st, I was just like, well, I'm just going to go into the sugar. It's so funny because people will say that. They'll be like, well, maybe you should do this for a while and then you can wean yourself off of it. That did not work for me. For me, opening up that door meant I was going to dive into the whole door. And we had these certain treats that my mom always made on New Year's Day. And I was going to have those treats. So that's why it was the second, because the certain food, all these associations on these certain days, but no, my friend had talked about the food freedom and I had gotten so much of that in my fast, like where Michael's at right now, where you guys were at last week, where you lose your food addiction and you lose thinking about food, you lose the thoughts of food and you're just cruising in this kind of different zone. So I had done that when I did keto and fasting and lost a lot of weight. My heaviest was up at 300 pounds and I had lost 100 pounds doing the fasting with keto diet. But the only time I really had food freedom was when I was in a fast. That was the only time I experienced it. And so I kind of heard that being on carnivore, you could experience it while you were eating and when you were eating on your eat days. And I mean, fasting's great. It's part of my lifestyle, but most of my days I'm not fasting. Most of my days I'm eating.
Right. Right. Great point. That's that.
Yeah. So I needed food freedom on the days that I was eating. And the bonus things that happened, so that happened for me right away. I lost my cravings. But lost weight, energy was good. But I really did not understand what was going to happen mentally and how much my mental health would be transformed. I knew I needed it, but I was afraid to admit it. Okay, so I had struggled with depression, decades and decades up until this point. A couple times had felt suicidal, but it wasn't, I don't like that. It's not uncomfortable. I was like the most cheerful, depressed person you would have known. You wouldn't have known. Yeah, because I didn't want to make the people around me feel uncomfortable.
Right. You're a people pleaser. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Just in my people pleasing, I didn't want to admit it myself. I didn't want to be honest with myself. But those are honest moments when you don't want to be here anymore. Those are big honest moments. But then even just kind of admit those moments to somebody else. So I think that I knew I was bad off, but being carnivore, having that lifted made me look back and just go, man, everything was a mess in my life. My relationships, who I thought I was, how I, interacted with the people around me. I was doing the best that I can, but I was such a blamer. Before carnivore, I blamed everything on people around me. And I think once I was in carnivore and had that cloud kind of lifted, I could start taking responsibility for things in a way that I hadn't before. And I could be honest about things. And I stopped reacting. And as a mom, to not react anymore, like it took my momming like higher level, And so I think with those other days with the sugar and with the fasting, my kids are my life. They're my everything. Like I'm a little enmeshed in that way, I guess. And, but I'm still raising them. But I think that just having a different kind of boundary within myself, having my moods be stable, not, I wouldn't really take it out on them directly. I would more take it out on myself. If things were not going well and I was unhappy, I would just punish myself. But that was taking it out on them because that was depriving them of my best. That was depriving my presence and my awareness with them. So a huge transition, I think, just in my mothering happened with that as well. And it's been amazing. I mean, 3 years in, it's hard to say, like the first year was kind of dialing in that activity and that weight. I love when Lindy talks about optimization. There's in my journey with carnivore, optimization has come to me. Like I don't have to craft it anymore. I don't have to come up with this big, I'm gonna do this thing in this many days and this. I do because it's fun, but it's like it came my way. It's like it just uncovered my best. So I've been so happy. Bill, oh my God. Hi, Bill.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying hi to him. Hey, Bill.
Awesome.
Hi,
Awesome.
Bill. We've got some photos for Emily as well, Michael. We can put some photos up.
Yeah, he's pulling them up now.
Oh, there we go. The dreaded photos. Okay. So I thought that dress, you'll see me in a lot of black because black is supposed to slim us, right? And oh, wow. Am I glad that I took that picture because I had no idea. I thought it was loose, but the way that it was fitting, it was like it hit every little spot. So this was one that I did not have the bravery to share this until I was in Steak and Butter Gang. And it was a big moment where I was like, you know what? I just want to show people what I looked like at my biggest. And so it was, I even put in the post, this is a vulnerable post, please be gentle. And people were so kind, which is, there's a lot that comes with it too. I feel like on the journey with carnivore, it's like loving every part of me and loving every chapter of me and being able to actually share these pictures, even though at the time I felt so horrible was, that's been powerful too. Just to be like, yeah, I mean, I love that version. I'm so much more myself now and I'm so much happier myself, but that's part of my story. Absolutely. Oh, that's lately. Yeah. So along the way, I was definitely at different sizes. I'm 5'8", so I'm tall. But yeah, I definitely, took different outfits and phases and such. And but yeah, this other one in the dress was just last year. I haven't been taking as many lately. So Lindy was asking me something like, oh, okay, I gotta look through and see where I'm at. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was so. Had gone out and was going to go out on the stand-up paddleboard. That was crazy because I actually got a little bit of abs. I still have them. They come and go. They're not always quite like that, but I'm free in the summertime now just to wear whatever. And I don't have a perfect body. I don't have a magazine body, but I have confidence, and I'm just like happy just to be out and active. Feels so good.
That's all that matters, yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
just getting out and being proud.
Yeah. Yeah, my journey. So I made a lot of progress with keto and fasting, but you guys, I would not have kept the results if I had not found Carnivore. I was so lucky that at kind of the tail end of my journey where I'd lost 100 and that Carnivore kind of got me that last 50. There's no way I would have kept it on, because when I came out of the fast, I was coming out of control because I needed Carnivore. I needed that nutrition, that much nutrition. The nutrition that keto gave me was not enough to have lasting results.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, just along my journey, maintenance journey there. Oh, that was just last month. I was in Santa Monica with the family, and my girls and I were out walking the beach, and just feeling so active and able to jump in and do whatever, enjoy the sun, just whatever the day has for us. I'm ready now.
Awesome.
Beautiful photo. I love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to be part of the family again, isn't it? To be able to get out there and do things.
And model that for my daughters. That's my passion, is letting them know. And my kids they kind of phase in and out of carnivore. Some are struggling, some are more in the zone. And that's not the point. The point is that they know the way, they watched me do it, and that they know that there is an answer. And so it does. It feels so good to be able to be active and out with them.
So any of your family carnivore?
So my husband is carnivore, and my girls have tried it at different times. My one daughter is really in a good zone with it right now. She really took off with the protein part, and so she prioritizes protein. I'm like, I'm happy with that. It's animal protein. I'm good. But we've been eating carnivore for 3 years in the family. Like, most of our food is carnivore, and they're getting tired of it. I have to up my game and keep the variety going and keep lots of little things in there to keep them interested. And so they kind of phase in and out. But when they're with their friends, when they're at other environments, or when they've gone to a party and they've had something, we can see it, just the emotional journey that happens. Their skin, it shows up on they'll have acne breakouts, And so I don't point that out. I tried that for a little while. That did not go well. But I know, like, if they're having a really bumpy emotional kind of thing, I think, oh man, what have they been eating lately? And I think that they're growing that awareness. And sometimes they'll be in a full-on meltdown and be like, I know it's because I had that cake and I didn't have any meat. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Carby. Yeah.
I know Emily has a cookbook for carnivore. Can we post the link for that at all?
It's a high-fat carnivore cookbook. You need to be in Bella's Mighty Networks.
Oh, do we?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Maybe we can post the free link to the free forum, and then they can access it from there.
Thank you.
There you go.
Cookbook, especially if you've got family as well. You need to keep up your game and have all the
having the variety. I make so many different things out of eggs and pork rinds, and mix them with some butter, and do it this way and do it that way. And you can have a muffin or a croissant. I have a recipe in there for croissants, actually. So yeah, if you're wanting to play in the kitchen and wanting that creativity and that variety, you can do that. I go in phases where I don't need that for myself, but sometimes my family needs it, or if we're going out other places, then it's helpful.
Yeah. I've got one daughter who's starting low carb now.
Yeah.
I think she'll slowly transition to carnivore. She's a type 1 diabetic as well. So she's just a little bit nervous about it all, but she's doing her research, and I'm there to support her if she needs to. But so I'm happy about that. The other one, she's not interested, but that's okay. If she's ready, she'll jump in. She can see my transformation, and I'm here to support her if she ever decides to go down that road. Husband is full carnivore since January, so
how is that going? Okay.
Yeah, so far. We actually went out for breakfast yesterday, and it's the first time we didn't have his iced coffee, because that's his go-to. He loves his iced coffee with ice cream and cream. It's yeah. But the first time he hasn't had it, and we just did bacon and eggs, very clean, and then yeah. So we'll see. He'll join us next year on our Carniversary show if he can do the year. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My sister is doing Ketovore, and then her husband finally got on Ketovore, and he's loving it. But I was talking to her today, and I think they're ready to go carnivore. I think I'm going to sign them up for SBG next week and get both of them in there so that they can.
Todd is like
start
the
seeing it.
Santa Claus of gifting. Oh, my carnivore boars came, by the way.
Oh,
You're my
how are
favorite
they?
person ever.
Perfect. Good deal.
But I love how you gift the memberships with people, and then that just gives them this start to just get things
Absolutely.
going.
Get them in the group. It's to me, it's just so powerful. That's where anybody needs to change their diet, change their health, change their life. That's where they should be, in my opinion. So
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing like having a nice community to be a part of it. That we all are part of it, which is nice.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I definitely relate to not wanting to put those pictures up. You know, it's so funny. That's when I knew was the healing. You know, that your body heals. My mind is different now because when I wouldn't even take my shirt off around family back then, and now, now I'm putting pictures of my man boobs on the internet. It's hilarious.
Nice.
I love it.
So, yeah, I totally agree.
Actually, I'm amazed that you could take pictures of yourself, because that was one of the hardest things for me to do.
It sucked. It was super hard. Yeah.
You don't even want to look in the mirror.
You don't want to look in the mirror. Yeah, you don't want.
No,
see
that's why I got
yourself.
one. I got one picture. Well, I got two pictures in the same little group there that I took with my shirt off, because that's all I could muster up then. You know.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah. Well worth it. Now you're probably like I've always said, my proudest picture is that first picture.
It is. I look at it now. I'm like, yes.
The hardest one to take. Yep.
I was a dumpster fire a year. I was a dumpster fire a year ago. Now look,
like,
for sure. Now I love seeing those terrible pictures.
Yeah. Sometimes when I feel down enough, I'll just look back and I'm like, yeah, things are all right.
For sure. I appreciate it, Bill. I'll check it out when I get out of here. Have a nice night, Bill. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And then Raymond's big. Raymond's next. He's the goat. Raymond's the goat. He's been doing it longest. Yep, 6.5 years in this group. So
But it's not a Carniversary for me. So that's
but it's
Okay.
basically feel free to inspire people, because what I love, this is why I was excited about having somebody on here that's got 6.5 years, is because there's a lot of people that sit here. I mean, Sean Baker even was like, and it's a very fair question for me, because I've lost 300 pounds twice before and 200 pounds twice before, and he's like, what are you going to say to all the people that say this is just another one of your extreme weight losses that you're going to gain back? And I know the difference, and I've said it.
I know the difference. Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm not no white knuckling. I always said that I always felt like I was hanging on the edge of a like in those movies when you see the cliffhangers where they're trying
When's
to
it going to be over?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You just knew the hammer was coming, and it was all going to implode any minute, and you're just waiting for that day to come, where it all went off the rails. Now I don't wait for nothing. I wait to see how much better I feel tomorrow. That's it. There's no stress about this. There's no white knuckling. There's no worry. There's no hammer that's going to fall. You just get healthier every day, and it's more addictive. And you're like, wonder what else I could do to get healthier. And it's very natural and smooth and just sustainable. So that's what I love about having you guys here, is you guys show the sustainability of it. You guys show the longevity of it. So
that's so exciting for me, because it was 3 years. I feel like I'm a baby carnivore. And I think when I joined, Bella was at 2 or 3. And so Raymond was probably at 4 or 5. And so, over time to be like, oh, wow, I have done this for a long time and I am thriving. I feel so good. And it just continues. This, as our ranks grow for seasoned carnivores, hardcore carnivores. I'm not ketovore. I am carnivore. It's meat. And I love it. And I feel so good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do I share pictures too?
Yeah.
Do you have some? Yeah, sure.
You
Yeah, I
can,
do.
yeah.
Well, I
You
can
didn't
show
get it- you
my
didn't get 'em
fast
to me.
pictures.
Yep.
No, but I mean, if that's okay. So let me
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Yep.
go down to present and share.
present, share screen, I guess. Let me see.
Yep.
I've not done this, so if it messes up.
No worries. You can do
You'll be
present.
fine.
You can either share a tab or your full screen. Either way.
Right.
Can we see this?
Yep, I got
absolutely.
it.
Now,
There you go.
Okay,
you go.
cool. I can see this. Okay, so 5-day fast. So this is
nice.
this is recent. This is when I
Just
hang on.
this last one, Coach?
This one I started. Yeah, this last one. So it's not made that much of a difference, for the 5-day
cool.
fast. But I just wanted to show you guys this. So
that's awesome.
and just for people who are watching, this is kind of like, for people who are interested and can actually get a 6-pack, it's like I get it throughout the year, but I can get fat too. So see, like in December, I'll fatten up where I'll lose it right here.
Oh, that was when you're priming.
Yeah, when I was priming. So I'll lose it, right? But who cares, right? So
Right.
for me, it's just exciting that I can actually.
The thing is, how many crunches did you have to do to get it back? Right.
Yeah. Oh, here's an oxalate dumping, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
Gets pretty bad, doesn't it? Yeah, all
Oh,
over
wow.
too, all over.
Was
And right
had you
now I
eaten
have one rash
something
down here.
That wasn't a reaction. That was just a dump.
It might have been mushrooms that I had. That was I had something. I didn't eat the mushrooms. There was some kind of mushroom sauce, maybe, but I think it's oxalate dumping because the way it went. But anyways, just to give you an idea, these are kind of boring.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about 6-year carnivore,
Oh.
that's not
lost him.
boring.
Oh, he hit the wrong
He hit
button.
the wrong button.
I was gonna say, boy.
Well, he didn't end our stream.
No, he
No.
didn't.
No, I think we
No,
removed that
Michael-
button.
Yeah, Michael took that button away from
Last
Raymond. When Raymond did that one time, he took the button away from him.
Yep.
Ah,
There we
there he
go.
goes.
There he is.
There you go.
Sorry. I told you I'd mess up somewhere. There. All right. I didn't know. Anyway, so just a little bit of backstory. So right now I do have a little bit of oxalate dumps from the 5-day fast. So, and by the way, all these pictures, that's the flex pictures. So there are unflex pictures and all that kind of stuff. So, but that doesn't matter. All of that is just from diet, mostly in fasting. Exercise was just something I like to do. So, but yes,
awesome.
The crunches, you asked Michael, the crunches. No, that's the thing. It's like it doesn't matter. Yeah, there was when I was fatter, I was doing a lot of crunches, right? I would do 100 a day. And I couldn't see it at all, right? So it's like you said, Todd, you got a lot of muscles under your fat, right?
I'm finding that out just recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm like, where'd that come from?
Right. So all we gotta do is get down to the point where the fat's not showing as much, and all of a sudden the muscles show. So it's pretty neat. So it's kind of like a little hack, right? So everybody looks at me as like, oh my God, you must work out like a beast. I'm like,
you got to look at it this way. When we pick ourselves up, we're picking up 600-700 pounds every time we do it. It's just like working out in a gym.
You are right.
Yeah.
Can you
And we
imagine
do it
squatting
constantly,
700 pounds? That's what you guys are doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The
you
fact
got
that Todd
muscles.
can jump, you got muscles. You got lots of muscles. So once you trim out that fat, I'm actually curious how that's going to be. That's going to be amazing. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Always knew I had a 6-pack under here.
You do. Just getting to it. So,
I have a family pack under here somewhere.
Heck, yep.
Yeah, that's it. Family pack. Yeah.
No worries.
So-
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's just, I think when I stopped chasing wanting to look a certain way, and now I chase wanting to feel a certain way,
There it is.
way better.
That's all I'm doing. I'm chasing feelings. I really don't care when my 6-pack goes away that much, because I'm like, man, I'm feeling good, and I know I can lose it at any time I want to. So that's kind of a nice confidence. I can do it either or, which is nice.
Yep. It's crazy. It is crazy, and I'm super excited to see where all this lion and alternate day fasting is going to go. I'm super excited about it. I feel like there's going to be a lot of healing. we got some starred comments and questions here. Probably want to get to. Sorry for the people that left them an hour ago, but we wanted to get through our introductions and our stories so that you guys could all see what what the show is about for the Carniversary. But here we go.
Carnivore since July of 2022, 7 months sober today, second round of BBBNE on day 6. Yay!
Awesome job.
Congrats, Laurie.
Laurie, that's awesome. Yes,
That is
and congratulations
amazing.
on being the sober. That's
Congratulations.
It's huge. Yep.
All right.
And
That's a good word, sober. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that, and I've heard right now people even within the carnivore they're saying, "Am I sober around this carnivore or that carnivore food?" Like maybe some of us aren't quite sober around dairy or something.
For sure.
that's me.
For sure. Oh, and I was also going to say too, real quick, to Rochelle, if you're listening, sorry, we were just going through that, but now we're pulling people up on the stream. So if you still want to hop in, we're doing that now. So
Yeah, I can hop out.
oh, we
Rochelle.
got
We got
plenty of
plenty
room.
of room.
Oh, I thought we could only have a certain amount.
No, we can put 8 in here, 9 even.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can I
Was
repeat
Rochelle
that?
saying she might pop in?
She
No,
popped in.
She's
She
low
popped
on
in for a
data.
little bit. I saw that.
Okay, she's low on data. Okay,
I
no
talked
worries.
to her.
Oh, low on data.
Okay,
fine.
she popped in for a second in the green room, and I didn't put her up, but
Okay.
I noticed Todd looks. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I should be thinner. I peed a
Not
lot.
fast. That's it.
5-day fast. It works.
Hey,
Spectacular.
what's amazing, Todd, is that you didn't feel like eating the whole house after a 5-day fast. You ate totally normal and unbelievably, you're already ready.
What's amazing to me is this is the first time, because I've done quite a few long fasts. I've
Right.
done a lot of 3,
Right.
7-day and up to a 21-day.
Yeah.
Before this is the first time that, the first day everything went through me, which was a half a day eating basically on what was it, Friday. Everything went through me. Yesterday, the morning went through me, but then I finally got it to stick. And I ate 3 steaks yesterday because I was like, all right, I got to get some protein in. And then when I woke up this morning, I knew as soon as I woke up that I was fasting today already. I was like, I just knew it. So I already started another, I'm in the middle of a 36 hour because I'm starting my flying and rolling, or alternate day fasting. So that's working awesome.
You guys are killing me. So, Todd, I was waiting for Monday because I'm going to start tomorrow. So you're like already starting every time before me.
I know. I'm not, but I'm listening up here when it says that it's ready.
It's so
I'm just
true.
I'm just taking it. I'm not gonna push that in the back anymore. I used to do that and try to outsmart that little still quiet voice, and that thing's way smarter than I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep tapping into it.
Do it.
But thank you
This
very
is
much.
my first long fast, and I think the only reason I could do it is because I primed like a beast beforehand, and then having the accountability doing a group fast, so we were all able to track ourselves on the apps and just talk to each other daily, and that really held me accountable. So definitely those two things led to my success.
Your refeed was amazing too, Lindy. You didn't feel, it was like totally normal to the point where you're like, am I eating enough? That's exactly how
Well, her first little bit was bumpy though, but you're right back. You're okay now, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I think salmon, obviously I'll never refeed on salmon again. I think I'm off salmon now. Salmon aversion for the next few months. Definitely not the right thing to do, but yeah, eggs seem to be fine. So that's just the hard-boiled eggs. And last night I had a little bit of lamb roast and that was fine. I haven't eaten yet today, but yeah, I don't have any hunger at all. And I've just fasted like 5 days, 16 hours. And you think I'd be ravenous and I'm not. So
that's how I wanted to fast to go. That's exactly it. Where it's almost just like another day, no big deal.
Who's your carnivore?
Sorry.
Absolutely. Oh, no worries. I was just going to say, who's your carnivore is fasting to 7 days so far? Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Wow. I think he's going to 9 days. So 2 more days. You got this rocking. Yeah.
Him and Michael are having a fast off here.
No.
I love it.
Then you have to do a dance off during your fast.
There we go. Now who's going to be wearing the tights, Michael? It's not so funny now, is it, Michael?
Mum of 3 adults. The kindness and support of this group is amazing. Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Todd, don't get off your soapbox. You were absolutely right. So shout it out from the rooftops. I think that was when you were on your soapbox. Yeah.
And so we shall. We definitely will keep. We'll. We just got to keep getting the word out of there. It's too important.
Mhm.
We are at war.
You don't have to be in healthcare to drink the Kool-Aid. I did too. So what can I say?
We all did.
We all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. No, and I mean, man, they try to make it so hard not to.
Yeah.
It's not. Nobody owes anybody an explanation of how we got here. It's so obvious how we all got here because it's so prevalent. But we got to really work hard to lead by example. I think to really show people. I think that's people are going to be looking for answers because being sick and hurting and losing your quality of life, they're going to be looking for a beacon. And we can be that. I think I really do.
Yeah. Hi, Peachy. I have congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, low injection fraction, and diabetic. I am trying to do carnivore, kind of worried about it. Thoughts? I think we'll hand this over to the coaches.
Wow. First of all, that's a lot, and I'm sorry. Now, what's interesting is, just like we said about drinking the Kool-Aid, we think to ourselves that you said, I'm trying carnivore, and you're kind of worried because of your heart and high blood pressure, I'm assuming, right? Because they told us that red meat is really bad for those things. All I can tell you for me, though, I have also a bad heart, calcified heart in my case. And I believe when I was younger, I actually did have the right numbing pain and the heart attack happening. I remember that distinct feeling of a heart attack. It did go away and I didn't go get it checked. I'm very stubborn on the medical industry, by the way. I don't like going there. So all I know is that when I started carnivore, the way I know my heart got better is because I could do things that I couldn't do before. I was hitting PRs. I was lifting weights better. I was running better. And to me, if my heart is worse, I should see those symptoms of it. And that hasn't happened. Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I just can tell you from my experience what happened to me. So if you're willing to go through this, I mean, it's putting your life in your hands. That's what I did. So that's the only thoughts I can give you. Emily, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just about improving your baseline health and giving your baseline the best that it can. And so then these diseases, they all have a component of insulin resistance and of blood sugars not regulating correctly, and that stuff tends to correct. You're fixing things inside your body metabolically, and we just see these things improve. So I think that obviously you're going to need to check with your doctor. We can't give medical advice or anything like that, but I just feel like we're talking about a baseline of feeling so much better, functioning so much better, and that affects every system in your body. And I think that it's definitely worth giving it a shot, and worth kind of doing your own research for it. But I think we've got the great doctors. We have Dr. Barry. There's so many amazing, Dr. Hampton, even in our gang. That would be something to think about too, is joining a community where you can ask your medical questions. So we have doctors in our challenges all throughout the month. We have different visiting medical professionals that can kind of give you more specifics on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say this. I was in similar boat, right? I mean, I honestly don't think I'd be here right now if I hadn't done carnivore. I was in bad shape, right? And I had to make a decision, but it was following this, like the safe advice of the doctors that, I'm not blaming it all on them, but it was following that same advice. It didn't heal me. It didn't keep me from having all these problems, right? And I tried that. And also it didn't save my dad. My dad died of, leukemia, but before that he had 30 years heart disease and diabetes, and his health was atrocious the whole time, from the time he was 38 when he had his first heart attack all the way. I watched him take all the pills and go to his whole life, 30 years of his life revolved around going to the doctor, getting his pills. Their next thing they wanted him to do, he lived that life. I saw him live that life. I watched my mom live that life.
Mm-hmm.
And they got sicker. They got sicker and sicker, and their quality of life sucked. And so when I see a question like this, if it was me, I would, what you're asking is you're nervous to do it because you have these problems. To me, I'd be nervous not to do it because
Yes.
you
Yeah.
got here by not making a change. By we all got here to this spot. Like, to me, you can't afford not to. And I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's a good thing, right? I think you just can't afford not to do it. That's just my gut feeling. But I mean, you can't afford to keep listening for the same bad results. Keep following the same, the same beat of the drum for the same. It's getting worse, progressively worse. And I've seen that. That's why I get so mad about it, because it's this stuff that keeps everybody trapped in it, and it keeps us all in fear of trying to actually take a chance and get free from this stuff. And I think it's freaking criminal.
We use words like safe and fear. And well, what really should we be fearing? We should be fearing what's making us sicker and sicker. What really is our safety in? In this case, our safety is actually eating our true nutrition. That is what keeps us safe. That's what's going to protect us and give us more life in our years, whatever years we have.
Right. I mean, like, I hate to say it, but the medical field and science nowadays has become a religion. It's like a cult, and it's been. I just feel like it's being manipulated right now. Real science is truth. And there's not a lot of that out there right now. There's a lot of, bought and paid for epidemiology studies to push an agenda, and we got to free ourselves from that and just go back to what our body will tell us what to do. It's there. It'll tell us what to do, and you'll start seeing it. You just got to find a spot where you can put this first and start listening. And when you get all the junk out and you start feeding your body, you can actually hear it. It takes a minute because you're an addict right now.
Yes.
Before my body told me to eat pizza.
Right.
That wasn't right, but once you get that out of your head and you get that clear and you get over the addiction part, then you can really start seeing it. And it's amazing what it can do if you start listening to it. It's incredible.
Noise. There's so much noise when we're caught up in the addiction, the processed food. It's really noisy in there. And then I love what you're saying. It gets quiet and you can listen to yourself.
Yeah. You know what's rather interesting. So it's almost like we're kind of on that, like we fell off a cliff and we're hanging on a rope and we see the rope tearing. And we see that last string, but we don't want to let go of the rope because we're thinking that's the only thing that's going to save us. Meanwhile, we're right by a mountainside that we probably could actually grapple our way back up.
Yeah.
And that's really the example, but we got to trust ourselves that we can do that.
Yeah.
So, but they're telling us the rope is our only way. And it's not. Yeah. We have another way, but we have to trust ourselves.
Absolutely.
That, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's easy. It's very difficult to trust yourself enough to say, all right, I'm taking this chance. And there's a chance it may not work too. I get it. But I'm glad I took that leap.
So am I.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if I died today, right? If I died today from whatever, this has been a way better 12 months away.
Exactly. Oh my God, this was so worth it. I'd do it again. I even told people this. If I died tomorrow, and they told me, and I knew in a crystal ball I'm going to die tomorrow because I did this diet, I would do it exactly the same way again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They sit here. It's such a sleight of hand trick that they do because they go, oh, but you could die eating meat. And it's like, well, what are people eating sugar dying of?
There it is, right.
People that are eating the standard American diet. I've seen that. That's a pretty, I mean, it's a slow and painful death, in many, many cases. And I watch it happen all the time. I've seen it happen through my whole family. So it's like, none of us are getting out of here alive. So you're not saying anything profound. Okay. You're just pointing out that there's dangers to everything, but we all really just have to, stand up and make our own choices and do what's best for us and stop listening to all that noise. We got to do what's what's right for us. We have to stop delegating it. And that's scary because you're talking about responsibility, and responsibility.
There it is, Todd.
Seems
Right.
scary.
You're talking about responsibility. Yeah. You
Yep.
almost have to be responsible for yourself.
You do.
Mhm.
All of a
Absolutely.
sudden, listen to yourself. You're responsible for that.
Right. The propaganda, the lie, the illusion that they're selling us is that these great powers that be, government, emergency responders, they can produce you a product of safety and guarantees, and they can't. They don't. It's a lie.
Yeah.
They can't save you when we have to save ourselves, right?
Todd,
And
I'm so glad you said this, because it's funny. They actually do promise you that if you do what we say, you're going to get better. Things are going to get better. And then you catch them in a lie, and they're like, oh no, just wait, add some more medicine.
right.
You'll get better. And then
Yeah.
it's a lie after a lie after a lie. See, this is why when I tell everybody here that carnivore can help you, but it's a journey that you're going to have to figure out, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you mostly it helped me. You want to take that risk? I don't want to promise you it's going to help you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can tell you how it helped me. It helped every one of us here. And everyone took that leap, and that helped them, and they were glad to do it. I haven't met yet a person that wasn't glad to do it yet. So
Absolutely.
but there's always room for one more that it can happen. I get it. But I'm
Absolutely.
just saying, I'm not
Well,
promising anything.
No, we're not promising anything, but it's just so funny that the doctors do, and then people hop on that and they get sicker
They
and
do.
sicker and sicker, but we don't beat them up and we don't question it.
No one
But
keeps them accountable.
Nobody keeps them accountable.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, some vegan will come out of the woodworks and say, oh, there was a carnivore that was, vegan for 20 years. He went carnivore, and 6 years into carnivore, he had a stroke. And it's like,
Right.
so are you? Let's go research how many vegans have had strokes. It
There.
doesn't matter. This stuff's happening. It's just, there's a lot of nuance to it, and you have to be, a critical thinker and be able to really follow complicated things and make your best decision. And that's what everybody wants, like a simple, straightforward answer. Do X, Y, and Z, and you get, equals whatever. And nothing works out that way. There's nothing out there. But it's so funny that the professional system wants to promise that, and it doesn't exist. And that's the lie that everybody sold. It's really annoying. Yeah, and Pursuit of Bliss gets it right here.
Yeah, I like that. Slow suicide. Absolutely.
That's what we were all doing. Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's the worst way to go.
It is.
God.
Torture every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder.
Cordelia, June 2023, I wanted to get rid of my sugar addiction. I heard Emily on the Fasting Highway podcast. I immediately knew red meat and fat would be the good plan to help me. Doing great on Carnivore.
Oh, Cordelia,
Yay.
awesome.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. I like being
That's
friends with
reaching
the
people.
fasting community and the carnivore community. And then when they align together, it's like, huzzah, here we go.
Exactly. Yeah, big results.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Emily, my first time joining here and seeing your story. So amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but carnivores really hate talking about fasting. So when I came on, I was like, look, guys, it's working for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's starting to move the needle where carnivores are starting to, well, maybe fasting might be good.
Oh, it's so good, Raymond. That was my hook for SBG. Raymond and Bella had a fasting program and had calendars and a schedule. I was like, what? Say what? That I was really wanting to accomplish a rolling 48 fast at that time. There was a fasting influencer that I admired that was really good at it. And just seeing that Bella and Raymond together supported that and taught that, was like, oh, this is my place.
Yeah. Well, and it makes so much sense. It's like, were our ancestors eating every 4 hours? Like,
yeah.
Did they have that luxury? Did they even have that luxury possibility? Don't get me wrong. Wait. Don't get me wrong. If they had a big mammoth kill, they'll feast like crazy, right?
Yeah.
But then they would go days without eating.
They go days without eating. Exactly.
Yes.
That's just logical. Everybody that's how we think about it.
Absolutely. Hey, there's Carrie at Homestead Hal.
Yeah, there's Carrie.
Come and hang out with us sometime, Carrie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to swing over. It's awesome. You got to
Yeah.
check him out.
Mike, sure. I did OMAD 4 years ago and lost 40 pounds. It was pretty great, not working the same this time, probably because I'm old.
Mike, that's always been the excuse that I thought too. Like, I'm not losing weight and I kept on gaining or just kind of maintaining because I'm old. Well,
Absolutely.
or it could be, hey, to me, it's like priming makes a difference for me. Let's put it that way. So eating enough meat and carnivoring, and then don't stay on OMADs. I can't really do well on OMADs. Emily, you feel the same way, right?
Oh, I hate them.
Yeah, I don't like them. I do
Yeah.
like skips though. Skips really works well. That's again with the priming foundation though. Without the priming foundation, I don't know how that's like. I've tried to coach people that didn't want to prime and went through that, and let me tell you, they'd fall flat on their face. So it's like, what's the point, right? So gotta prime first.
Pretty common to stall out on OMAD. I think that the body just gets used to it. That's the thing. Like, we create this new stressor and something new to the body that's like a good stressor, and it adapts and gets used to it. And so it just goes into homeostasis mode. Even this, like, you have your first bliss. Like when I first started carnivore, I was getting all these results and all this, and then it peters out. And so it almost like requires a little bit more of a change and more of a shift to get that response. So I do see this quite a bit on OMAD.
You're an expert on OMADs too, Todd. I mean, you did it for 9 months. So tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, OMADs, they were great at first. And I mean, my energy was through the roof, and it helped. It really helped a lot getting through the first cravings, getting the carb cravings to go away. It helped me a lot, but only if I had my electrolytes. I really needed the electrolytes at that time, and I really had to get on the days that I was eating a lot at first.
Right.
But then I was doing BBB&E, and it was so satiating that what I didn't know is that fasting stops being fasting when you do it every day in my case, 7 months. It just became like an environment food shortage for what my body thought I just was in a food shortage or something.
Yep.
Right.
And that's what happened to me, and my metabolism slowed down, and it was really hard to break through that stigma, that propaganda, brainwashing to eat to lose weight. I mean, that's hard. It's so hard. Because I was like, yeah, I'm killing it because I'm fasting and I'm not hungry and I'm only eating 1,700 calories a day. This is amazing, I'm gonna lose so much weight. Well, I didn't, and I stalled out for 2.5 months and just was feeling exceedingly low energy every day, more and more low energy every day, until that's when I talked to you guys about the priming, and yeah, it's official. That works. Now I actually enjoy the feeling of being a bit hungry in a fast. I'm actually, that's better, because I'm like, okay, so my body's actually running and wanting this because it's got a demand that it wants to keep up with. Before, my body didn't have a demand; it just slowed down to a crawl.
Yep.
And so that is a great feeling. That feeling, I like that feeling. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel, kind of. It's kind of fun to have some swings that aren't on the insulin roller coaster necessarily, but you still have some kind of passionate swings going on in your body. It makes you feel alive. It's a good thing.
I agree completely. Yeah. And that's so cool. Like when I'm feeling half dead for so long, and then just like being open to different experiences, different sensations, different challenges, like wanting to be challenged. That's a really great
story. Living instead of being numb,
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing for sure.
I also got stuck in that OMAD pattern for a little while, and I found it stalled my weight as well. So I couldn't reverse that until I started pumping up the food again. So I started priming and doing 2 or 3 meals a day, and then my weight kicked in again. So I just think your body gets used to that pattern of being in OMAD. It knows that meal is coming around the same time each day, and then everything just stops. So changing it up definitely helped me move the
Love
scale
the experience
again.
here. We all had that experience. Our OMADs did not work for me.
No.
Yeah.
They worked at first, but
at first. Yeah.
But after a short period of time, man,
Yep.
it starts to be a detriment, you know?
But that's where it really messes with your mind. You're like, you don't want to eat more because you're like, oh, I'm just gonna get fat from eating more. But
Right.
when you do, you're like, oh my God, why didn't I do that earlier? And it's the easy
Yeah.
way, you know.
Like they're literally why priming, I knew in my gut that priming was probably going to be the answer, was because at one time, I don't know, I started getting hungrier and like I was low energy, wasn't sleeping well, like month 7. And then one day I thought I had snapped. I really thought that I had gone off the wagon a little bit because I ate like 6 T-bone steaks in a day.
Wow.
And I was
Wow.
beating myself up about it because I thought, oh, I
Oh,
just
really?
did a terrible thing, you know,
Uh-huh.
because I just let myself eat them. And then I lost weight and felt amazing after doing that. You know, and I was like, all right, I'm still dragging along this tired, dead ideology of calorie restriction that doesn't
Right.
mean anything to me. And I knew it didn't mean anything, but even knowing that it didn't mean anything, there's still this thing about, well, if
That
I put all
Kool-Aid.
this in, then it's going to come out here and I'm going to be
Yep.
bigger, and you're trying to
Yep.
be smaller. And why are we trying to be smaller? Hell, I don't know. It has no real correlation with it. You're just trying to be healthier.
Right.
And then get your body composition right. But back then, you know, these are the stupid matrices that we're taught to pay attention to, you know,
Yes.
that don't mean anything, you know. And so
Ugh.
it's hard to break out of that thing. But when you do, it's so freeing. And then you can start looking back and you can finally get on the offense instead of always being on the defense and say, you sons of bitches were lying to me this whole time. This whole stupid thing is, you know, crazy. It's so dumb. What's going on here? It makes no damn sense. And you can tell that this thing had to been carefully crafted and rolled out to get people to believe it, because it's so silly once you see the truth. Once you see what's really happening, you know, it's just like, well, no wonder that wasn't working.
Yeah.
That thing was doomed
But
to fail.
Todd, it's like 99% of our population is still listening to that. Like, what are we? We're 1% here. You know, it's like,
We
oh,
are.
Yeah,
Right.
this
Well,
is
that's
what
what
we
we're
do.
trying to
I
do.
think,
We're trying to
I think-
change the conversation right here.
and not only just change it, but I think you having 6.5 years, you having 3 years in, I cannot wait. And, you know, Lindy being down 500 pounds, having 2 years.
You
in.
guys will be there very
Michael,
soon.
I want
Lindy's
to,
already 2 years.
yeah, when we all have, you know, between 5 and 10 years in, right? And none of our hearts exploded, and we
Right.
didn't die
Right,
of heart
right,
disease, and
Right.
you know, we didn't die of high blood pressure or cholesterol, right? We didn't get colon cancer or whatever, and we kept it off for 5, 10 years, whatever. How are they gonna stop that? And this is what I love about this show here, 700 plus what I love about SBG, getting people over there, is we're recording all of this. And
Yes.
now we just need
Documenting it.
longevity. We need this to
Right.
we need to show an example of over 10 years.
Right.
All right. Well, just look at this. Look at between me, you, me, Todd, and Lindy. That's over 1,000 pounds that we have lost.
That's right. That's a good way of looking at it. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
1,000
Absolutely.
pounds. Yes, that's amazing.
But wait till we do that for 10 years and we keep it
Right.
off. We
That's
don't,
right.
and we didn't fall off the wagon. We didn't even have yo-yo diets or, these bad cravings where we're fighting it, or, you know, and it's just so healing when we show that. What are they going to say when there's a documented group of people that did this for a 10-year period and all across the board, you know, mental illness, you know,
Yep.
depression, anxiety, autoimmune disorders, weight, the whole 9 yards, arthritis, inflammation, all this stuff. And we show that this heals it. What in the hell are they going to say about it then? Like,
Not only
They-
that, don't forget, we don't know this, but how many 700 plus people will join us in this?
Heck yeah.
And when you have a whole screen full of this, I mean, I
That's
can
right.
imagine filling this up. I'd love to fill up
Yeah.
the StreamYard with those and then watching their progress along the way too.
if you're listening, don't gain weight to get on the show. We're not asking you
Yeah.
to do that, but
It's easy. There's easier ways of getting on the show than that.
yeah, but seriously, no, if you're out there and you want to try this, we want to help, because, and I don't mean to sound like we're trying to make you a product, because we're not doing that to you, but
Right.
the world needs these examples, and they need, you know, unfortunately, our extreme condition, you know, is more outward visually, so people see it
Mhm.
more.
Right.
And so we're going to make a bigger impact, and that's what we need.
That's
So
right.
that so that we can get the word out. So that's why I hope there's 20 of us on here.
Oh,
I
man,
hope
that'd be
that people keep
Yes,
showing
yes.
up every day, and
Yeah.
we would love to help you because it's bigger than you think, because it's going to be such a big example, and it's going to make an impact that these people can't cover up. They can't hide it, you know?
What if we could get the 1,000-pound sisters on here?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Right?
Absolutely.
And actually changing their ways right there instead of
Change their
them
life.
spending all of that time where they're just gaining weight right now
Yep.
and
Yep.
got no hope, right? You know?
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's help some people. Like,
Yeah,
let's really
actually help
do
them.
the impossible.
Yeah.
Let's really do what they say is impossible, that they've tried to make shows out of that failed, like The Biggest Loser, where everybody gained it
Yes.
back and wrecked their
Yes.
metabolic system.
Yes.
And, you know, My 600-Pound Life, that does it with
Yes.
surgery, but we all know that the bariatric surgeries
doesn't-
fail
failed
for a
too.
lot of people, you know. And
I
then,
thought for the longest time the only way I was ever going to lose weight is by getting gastric bypass. That's the only way I thought I'd ever have it. That was always stuck in my head. Now look
Yep.
at me, almost 6 months in, and I've lost so much weight.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm down 254 pounds or 244 pounds from my highest weight that I know of.
And we know the gastric bypass didn't work. It didn't work for Lindy.
Wow.
Mhm.
No, didn't work for my
You know?
mom, didn't work for my
Didn't work for your
sister.
mom. That's right. We know.
Didn't
I
work
know
for-
so many people who it didn't work for. Yeah.
Yep, me too.
Mhm.
But so far, we're batting pretty good as far as carnivores, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And if you have had surgery, you can still do carnivore. You just
Yep.
got to do
Yes.
it a little bit differently. Just eat smaller portions throughout the day, and you can still do it. It's worked for me, so
Right.
it's
And-
not an
and it-
excuse not to give it a go.
Right.
That's
And I
right.
keep coming back to that too, because I keep hearing those questions like, well, I can't do it because I had carnivore. And it's like, what's your alternative? Or because you had bypass, or I don't have a gallbladder. It's like, what's your alternative? You're
Right.
still, the diet you're eating is making you sicker. Like, this
Mhm.
will still be, no matter, maybe you don't have the same exact results, but it's the best thing you can do. It's the best thing that you're going to be having. You're going to be giving your body the most of what it needs, and you're going to have the best chance of whatever the best result is. It's like, it's your shot at your best results is eating the proper human diet, you know, what we're supposed to be eating. So it's just like, yeah, it's just kind of funny. And Brian's got a question about, he wants to know what the best foods for sweet cravings.
Sweet cravings. If you feel that sweet craving comes on, have a teaspoon of butter. That's the best way to offset it. Or any animal fats will do, actually. Emily.
Mhm. Yeah, and just staying satiated to start with. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
that you're eating
Don't let it go
really
down.
good at your meals. You know, obviously, we're going to talk about priming, where you're eating for a period of time, where you're going to kind of supercharge that whole process. But yeah, sweet cravings is usually an energy thing. It's a fat thing. So it's either add some fats or just eat bigger at that meal, and they're gonna go away. It takes some time. It takes some time for the body to adjust. Some people get the instant, and not everybody does though. You need to stay in that zone, eating generously for a long period of time before they start
Absolutely.
dropping off. They do drop off though.
They
does.
do.
Mhm.
And that was my savior was, you know, when I learned that I had two appetite control functions, one being leptin and the other one being the
Mhm.
stretch markers in my stomach. And I knew, because I was insulin resistant, I didn't have leptin sensitivity. So that wasn't an option, which happens to most overweight people, especially, or, you know, insulin resistant people, obviously. But so I just had to go to the next thing, which was just fill my stomach with bacon and eggs.
Nice.
Do that every time, and that craving,
That's what I did.
yeah, it just goes away. It stops
Yep.
it. It stops
Yep.
the noise. It stops the panic and the cortisol freak out that happens. You finally stop it, and you can find some peace from it. And then,
Mhm.
like these guys, I never tried it, but it makes so much sense. Try to stay ahead of that. Try to keep
Mhm.
that switch flipped before the cravings hit, and you'll be a lot better off. You're only talking for like 3 to 6 weeks, and it's that time's going to go by whether you're doing it or not, you know. And to be honest with you, you're going to have a lot more peace if you finally get over that hump and you stay fed for 6 weeks with nutritious things your body wants, which is meat and fat.
Mhm.
And 6 weeks later, you'll be free from it. I mean, it really is that simple. That's why it's so infuriating that everybody doesn't know this already, because it's being hidden from us, you know.
I might suck on a few salt crystals and then go and try and find something to do, because I don't know if it's hunger or if it's just that like that comfort of wanting to eat because I'm bored or upset or whatever. So I need to sort of determine that if I'm still hungry after about half an hour, then I'll go and have a full carnivore meal. But if it's
Yes.
usually it passes, and I think, okay, I was obviously bored. So go and read a book, go and have a shower, brush your teeth, play in the garden, pull out some weeds, whatever it is that you like doing that doesn't involve food. Just keep yourself busy for half an hour, suck on those salt crystals, and just see if it passes or not.
Great advice.
Absolutely.
Yukon, I tried to do 5-day fast, but only lasted 60 hours and started feeling weak in the muscles. I think I did not drink enough or had electrolyte issue. Great to see you all doing 5 days.
Yeah, I had that too, and I had to do the salt crystal thing that Lindy was talking about actually under my tongue and just drink a little bit more, and it finally got me over the hump. It took a day for it to, during that fast, it took a day to balance out, but it did end up working. So
Yeah, weaken the
Yeah.
muscle for me. I start feeling that at the 72. That is part of it too.
It is.
Just to say,
Agreed.
not
That's why we don't
unusual.
really want y'all doing back-to-back 5 days.
Right,
They're
right.
exhausting. They're like
They
a
are
marathon.
exhausting.
Yeah. And they require some recovery. So I like that, you can get a lot of benefits from a 48 and a 72, and just you can apply a 48 continually once you're trained. So I think that's something to consider as well, because you are going to hit some exhaustion and some more of your extreme symptoms the longer you go.
Congratulations,
Yay, we got
Beth.
join. Beth, awesome.
Hey, see you
Well,
there. I'll see you in
welcome
the
to
See you
meetings.
there.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the
See you
Cool
tomorrow.
Kids Club.
Friday.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a great
Great
question.
keto.
Oh,
All
that's
this
good.
fasting
Yeah.
worries me with struggle with low iron. I have high ferritin and low iron. Don't know if it's fasting is for me.
Oh, it's definitely not for you. What I would be concerned about is priming for you right now until the fasting starts getting more automatic. And then go from there. So it's not for, I don't see a lot of people will like, I'm just going to do a 5-day fast, no prep, no nothing. And that's not the way to do it. Prep first and then do it. Hey,
Hi.
glad you made it here.
Hey,
And
we're
I'm
coming
going
to
to
the
have
party,
to leave.
Keith.
Darn it. Welcome to the party. I'm going to have to leave for coaching too. So, but I'm
Oh,
glad
no
you're here.
worries. That's
Yeah.
awesome. How much time you got, Raymond?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. Well, man, I appreciate you coming, Raymond. This has been awesome. And yeah, I mean, Raymond's the OG here in the out of the group for what is it, 6.5 years, right?
Yeah, 6.5 years.
He's been
Yeah,
Carnivore
that's
coaching for over 5 years, right?
Yep, I have.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Experience.
It's a gift for me.
That's awesome. Well,
So-
we appreciate you so much for being here and
Yeah,
everything
appreciate
you're
you
doing
guys.
for us. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Keith comes in. He's a superstar over at SBG. He's got huge. Well, we'll let Keith tell whatever he's comfortable with. But huge,
Actually, I'm so proud of Keith because I remember the first day, every portion of the fast he was worried and chimed in. Didn't you, Keith? You were doubting yourself the whole time. It's like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. That went through it so smoothly through the calendar, right? So you are proof that, hey, if you can do it, almost anybody can. So just
absolutely.
So
Can you hear me? I just want
Yes.
to make sure you can
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
loud and clear.
Yeah, no, I was worried about it all, the whole program, Carnivore, everything.
yeah.
But thanks to you coaches, I learned a thing or two. And and my journey's had its ups and downs, but I can't thank you coaches, all the coaches that I've met in SPG, all the moderators I've met, and all the amazing community. I can't thank you guys more than enough. I was lost. I was lost in the darkness, Mental health was what I was, and I believe anyways that the sugar and the food that I was eating with the carbs actually fed that.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm off all of those now, and I'm 9 months carnivore. So
Yay.
I'm just thankful I found you guys, you know, and you guys are all a blessing to me. So I just wanted to come on and say very quickly, happy Carniversary to you all.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank
And
you.
thank you very much to Lindy, Todd, and Michael for being my carnivore friends in this
We got
journey.
you.
There's a few other friends I've got in SPG gang, and I'd like to thank them all too. But happy Carniversary, and you guys inspire me every day, every single day.
Keith, so you have quite a journey yourself, which I didn't know. You were pretty hefty also.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also you were on crutches too. So, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I was over 400 pounds back in March of 2022, and I can't give you an exact reading because, like most of us here, the ERR message would come up.
Mhm.
You know, when that happens, I thought the scales the batteries were low. So I changed the batteries and jumped on the scales, and it still said ERR, and those only read to up just over 400 pounds. So I can't give that exact estimate, but yeah, it was tough, and yeah, I had I was doing crutches to get myself around because my joints and my feet, and mainly my feet, were really bad.
Mhm.
So that they gave me the ability to get around and be mobile in some way or another.
So now you're fully mobile and you've lost a little bit of weight.
He's riding bikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm so mobile now. I've been quite introverted for about a few years now. I've introverted, you know, and just kept to myself.
Isolated.
I'm isolated, exactly, Coach. But you know, that was I called it my learning period. It was to find myself, a better version of myself. But now I'm out. Only yesterday I was out socializing with friends that I met over the last couple of years,
Fantastic.
and yeah, I go out bike riding. I love bike riding. Hi, Stevie. She's amazing too. She's got amazing story too. Thank you, Sandra. But yeah,
Sorry, I'll come back.
Hi,
I'll come back.
Raymond.
Okay,
Thanks
Coach.
for
No worries.
coming.
See you, Raymond. Thank you.
Yeah, so now I'm out bike riding, and I'm out trying to be a little bit more social. But yeah, I was over 400 pounds, and the last time I weighed myself, which was the 23rd of December, when my scales actually read my weight, it's 250. So
That's awesome.
It's awesome,
lost
Keith.
it.
Okay.
And
so
active and social. And I love that your best friends, you guys are BFFs, carnivore BFFs. And it's just so fun to see that friendship. And I think that, you know, that shows that in real life, like whatever, you guys are my real life, like y'all are my best friends, whatever. But, you know, just people that we get to see in person versus people we see online. And I love to see that growing. That's such an important part of our human experience.
Absolutely.
Especially when you got people that understand where you were. That's something that you can't find.
They understand your values. They understand why this is such a big deal. You know, this is everything.
Yeah,
And-
you can be around people with likewise goals that understand, so that you don't have to keep answering the same question of what do you why are you doing this? It's so crazy that you're gonna have a heart attack. It's blah 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 blah. It's like, I'll tell you, but you need to recharge in a group where everybody gets it and has been there and understands, and you're going in the same direction. It's kind of like being in a, like an undercurrent or something. You just get in there and just take a break for a minute, and just get recharged, for sure.
Yeah. And you guys I've spoken to you personally all on StreamYard. So you guys have talked about, I mentioned my weight, and I looked at you guys and you were 200, 300, 400 pounds more than me. And you guys inspired me, but like we've spoken about, just because I wasn't up at that weight doesn't mean my journey wasn't similar to yours,
Absolutely.
and yeah.
Everyone has their own breaking point. It doesn't matter what your weight is. You get to a certain point where you just don't want to go on anymore. It could be 300 pounds. It could be anything. Everybody has their own that they push to. Like Todd says all the time about people who just gained weight, and just put on a lot of weight over a short time, their breaking point is going to be a lot lower. All of us, Todd, Lindy, and me, we've dealt with weight since we were young. So we've built up over all this time and can handle the higher weight.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, we've noticed that a lot. If people didn't develop heavy, like through their developing years, they didn't build a frame for it, they don't carry it as well. So for them, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds is like our, 600, 700, 800 pounds, because we were big our whole lives. And so we built this frame. Like, it's just, we developed with it,
Built up muscles to carry it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, and that's what I see. And I know it to the core of my being that's true, because everybody echoes. I mean, Keith, when I hear you talk, I could be saying the same words you're saying, 90% of the same things, it's
Exactly.
It's the same experience. It's crazy,
I love that. I love that we each have like our unique take on it, because it's so relatable to somebody. But the experience, the pain we went through, the way we're feeling now, like that's universally, like we all experience those points. And then we have these little nuances that, like, my journey is a lot about my life as a mom, or, whatever. And so I think that it's just so cool to see like how much we really do understand each other, and how much reach we have from our individual stories. Like, your story is so important. You have so much reach. So many people can relate to what you had to struggle through to get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I so this is the first time for me on YouTube. So
oh my gosh, and he got to meet with me. Yay!
Welcome.
That's the only reason he came up, Emily, is because you were here.
Yeah. Look, it's out. Coach Emily's my favorite. But yeah, Coach Emily, you saw a lot on me. I remember I had a lot of doubts. But I remember you saying things along the lines of, you're going to love ADFs, when you get there. When you get there, and now for World Carnivore Month, that's what I'm doing. For the whole month, I'm doing ADS.
Nice.
So, alternate day fast. So, isn't it interesting how people see more in you than you do?
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love it. We borrow each other's faith in ourselves. You don't have it in yourself. Like, you can borrow mine. It's okay. I see it.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. Let's see. I'm going to bring up one of these.
Anita, when on a longer fast, how do you know when to stop and not to continue on?
Yeah, I mean, for one, you just need to be ready before you head into it. That's the most important part, is having your nutrition and your nourishment being on point as you're heading in. I like stair step. I say start with an OMAD if you haven't done that. Build up to a 36, then try a 48, and so forth, and take rests. And so when you're in that fast, if you're not feeling well, if you're getting core cold that doesn't resolve, if you're having emotional issues that are not transient, like, you're going to have little blips, you're going to have downtimes. I'm sure you guys going on 5 days plus have had some blips and some energy lulls and some things that have been like, not feeling great. But if it doesn't resolve, and if you're feeling ill, fasting is a lifestyle. so it's never just about one fast. It's about being able to continue to have fast in your life as a lifestyle. Oh, I
Yeah.
wanted Coach Raymond to come back. Come
He's
back.
here.
Well,
So yeah, pay attention to your body in that fast. Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's-
just want to say I just had a no-show, so I'm good.
All
Oh, yeah.
right.
There we go.
Coach
He's
is back in the
back.
house.
No
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm no fasting expert at all, but I did recognize one thing at the end of my fast that kind of, again, going back to just some kind of familiar body cues that told me it was time to eat, was that I started feeling like I did at the end of that 7 months when I had fasted, done too many OMADs. I started losing like all the energy, and then I also stalled. I wasn't losing any more weight, and I'm like, well, to me, that must mean that my metabolism finally really just came to
you
a
were hitting a
stall.
metabolic slowdown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's weird. On my fast, I noticed that my mornings are more harder. I'm really low on energy in the morning, and then as the day goes on, I pick up more energy.
More energy.
Because right now I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
see the difference.
it's weird. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's when you're feeling great, not feeling great, are those waves are coming consecutively. I mean, almost reminds you like labor or something. When they're getting closer together and they're not
Right.
really resolving, then it's like, yeah, it's time. It's time. So when they're just a little blip out there, just a little something, then that's to be expected from the good stressor of the fast on the body. But pay attention if you're just continuing to cycle through.
Raymond must have came back for this comment. He must have knew it was coming up.
Raymond is like, my spirit are an animal. Apparently, if the symptoms of something go away, it doesn't exist.
That's cute. I like that.
That's awesome. Go.
Linda Price, thoughts. 6-month carnivore, but not yet really getting that carnivore glow or high energy that is so characteristic in interviews. Don't do cheese, just coffee, meat, and eggs with salt.
I mean, the biggest question is, are you eating enough?
Yeah.
If you haven't
Might
had a
need to
chance to
prime.
prime, there you go.
Priming help. That was the best thing for me that I did. I wish I would have did it sooner.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was tough for you, Michael. That wasn't an easy prime for you at all.
It was not easy. No.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't eat anything.
Hmm.
Amazing. It's like eating so small. Yeah.
2 eggs and a couple pieces of
Yeah.
sausage, and I'd be struggling to get that down.
Right.
So-
And I
so,
loved
yeah.
it. By the end of the prime, you were eating a nice size.
Yeah, two plus pound piece of meat I was eating,
Yeah.
and I couldn't go over, and I could probably eat more. It was amazing.
I'm
And
starting to think.
I needed that.
I'm starting to think that there's more malnutrition or malnourishment than anything out there right now. Because
Absolutely.
we all
100%.
had that problem.
Well, and the
Mhm.
problem is people will tell you, well, you're big, you have plenty of nourishment on yourself, and it doesn't work that way.
Nope.
And I struggled to prime for quite a long time. I lost so much hair, like I'm literally going bald at the top. And then I did concentrate on doing a prime about 2 or 3 months ago, and my hair loss has stopped, and I'm feeling so much better. I've been adding extra butter into my diet as well, and that's been awesome. Sorry.
You did it again. How are you doing this?
I know
It's
sometimes
her
it
math.
works.
It's her math.
There you go.
You
Oh,
barely do anything, and then
wow.
you've got all of this
Yeah.
reactions. That's cool.
I know.
Here's-
It's the magic
here's-
of carnivore.
Here's kind of a question that you guys were just going over. That's kind of
Mhm.
interesting.
Oh yeah.
Why do I get so cold with the fast?
Yeah. So I mean, so the cold, first of all, let me describe the cold that I get during my fast. I get cold hands, cold feet.
Mm.
Same here.
It's just freaking annoying.
It is.
Mm.
It's not that bad. Now, there is a difference between that and core cold. Now, the question of why, well, ask a doctor, I guess, because I don't know why. All I know is when it happens, it's definitely there. It's uncomfortable, but it's not like I got to change anything either. So, is there any trick for that, Emily, that you ever found?
I mean,
Other than warming your hands somehow.
No,
anyway.
working out. Like if I
Oh,
work out,
working
that'll
out.
give,
Yeah,
Get
that'll
the
give
blood
you a nice
flowing.
pump
yeah,
up.
you get the
Yep.
blood flowing. Yeah. That's
I
right.
think it's the blood. Just your body's just regulating the blood flow, and it's just keeping it in more, and you're letting your hands
Yep.
get cold. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Yeah,
That's what I think. Yeah.
yeah.
Moni, can you explain how someone that needs to lose over 120 pounds needs to still eat fat, but I have so much to lose? My brain is not connecting that. Can I ever overeat protein?
It's funny. That's the ultimate Kool-Aid question, right? How can I eat fat and lose fat? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to tell you how this works because I have no idea. But all I know from experience that eating enough, getting properly nourished, ends up helping you lose weight. From experience, and of course from examples here, right here.
Yeah.
And Monty
Yeah,
is also an SBG member too.
Yes.
Oh, Monty, awesome.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, so it helps with that fat adaptation, with the fat burning. It helps your body recognize fat as a fuel. Once it's recognizing fat as a fuel, it can burn your own fat as a fuel. So it's I know it sounds backwards, but eating more, revving up your metabolism is actually helpful overall for the journey. And as far as overeating protein,
Really is.
I don't worry about that. Your body regulates like if your blood sugars really, really well and very specifically. So I think you can feel confident that carnivore is the right food, that eating the fat and the protein that you get from carnivore is the right food. But definitely you can take a priming period and then you can experiment with fasting later on when you're feeling good, when you don't have your cravings. You can transfer to that a little bit more to work on that recomp part of it.
And it is
And-
normal to gain weight during
Oh, yeah.
priming.
Oh yeah,
And she
for
just
sure.
posted that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I saw
primed to
that.
gain weight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's one of the warnings we try to tell people. If you're going prime, expect to gain weight. So
Yeah, but and also like I'm up, I don't know, like let's see, I don't know, somewhere around 20 pounds from priming, something like that. But my shirt sizes, I just had to order all new shirts. And I just ordered 4Xs. I don't know when the last time I wore a 4X was. I was wearing 7 and 8X,
That's
a
crazy.
year ago.
8X.
So I have no idea. But I mean, I'm heavier, but I'm stronger, and the composition is way, way better,
Mhm. That's right. We're dense. Our bones and muscles, and we have carnivore density to us.
I mean, honestly,
Absolutely.
right?
Temporary.
Right. If you think about it, right, what is the body going to choose first? It wants to strengthen your bones first, then your
Mhm.
muscles next. Why does it strengthen your bones first? Because that whenever you get to a period of poor nourishment, that's where it goes. It goes and takes stuff out of your bones. So if it can replenish and actually put back stuff on the bones, that's what it's going to do, which is a good thing. But it weighs more.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good question. This would be a good question for the coaches. What do you think?
Finally, quit Copenhagen, Todd, and ready to get on Carnivore. I have to go to a 2-week military training beginning of next month. Do you think I should wait until I get back from that to start?
Oof, military training, they're gonna feed you some crap. I don't know if you can get meat there. And if you start transitioning right now, I don't know how much time you have to do before you go into the 2-week military training. That's a quandary. You kind of want to start now, but you don't want to confuse your body either, right? You don't want to be
Yeah,
like
you have an
yo-yoing,
adaptation.
right? Adaptation,
Mhm.
right? And then
I
having
was
to do it
thinking
over
no
again.
because
I was thinking
like
no.
yeah, he's gonna be so low energy and he's gonna
Yeah, it's gonna
be
suck.
pretty explosive. Yeah, he better stay where he's at until he gets back because it's only 2 weeks and then he'll be back and then he could do it.
Just go meat centric
Yeah,
as
just
much
2
as you
weeks.
can't.
There you
Just
go.
kind of take that crowding out, as much meat as you can, bring the other stuff down as you can. But I don't think you should necessarily do an entire overhaul.
All the way, right?
Mhm.
That makes good sense, I would think. What do we got here?
Moni, how is it easier to do alternate day fasting than an OMAD? I did 30 days of ADF, but OMAD, I'm not hungry, just don't feel as great.
Yeah, isn't that weird, right? On OMAD, that's the same way with me. It's like I'll get to that OMAD point and I'm eating pretty much just to eat. And I'm not getting that. It's just like that little devil detail part, right? Because you're not getting hungry enough, but you're also not full enough, right? You're just in that danger zone. That's all you're sitting on. Meanwhile, if you skip the day, you'll get hungry enough and you'll also eat perfectly enough.
It feels good. It's kind of like what Todd was saying about being alive to your senses. You're having true hunger, not like a wussy hunger. And then you kind of push it on your up day and get that really nice satiation. And so it flexes back and forth, and you get to enjoy both of those phases instead of just kind of barely skimming by on an OMAD that tends to go down, down, down over time, and your energy goes down as well.
It does. I love how Coach Raymond compares it to like hunting, hunting and feasting modes, because it actually is, to me, seems very, very accurate, because when you're hungry, there's also some sort of weird energy that I like about it, because
totally. It's motivating.
Yeah. I love that, because there's a clarity to it. There's a drive to it. There's an energy to it. And I was like, yeah, I can totally see this, where your body's like, all right, let's go, kill something and eat it. It's like this cold, hard, fun, raw energy that I really enjoy, because I miss not having uppers. I think we mimic that with caffeine, and we mimic that with nicotine.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think we're meant to feed off of that cold, raw kind of just naturalistic energy, and I think that's what we're always trying to mimic with these uppers.
Well, think about how clear you are, and how much more, you're just on, when you're hungry. Now we can take that example of a lion. Look, if I'm facing a lion in an arena, I want him to be well fed, because let me tell you, a hungry lion will tear me up, and I wouldn't stand a chance. Right? That's what we are when we're hungry. We're that lion. We're like on tip-top shape. Why? Because we need to get that kill to actually keep surviving.
Yep. That's that definitely resonated with me when you said that the other day. I'm like, he's right, because when I was in the middle of that 5-day fast, I had this cold, edgy energy that was there. It's very kind of primal energy, and I'm like, I could really get used to this.
There's a buzz.
Yeah.
And Moni, she's excited about doing ADF with SBG. I did it on my own last October, so wondering what the difference is going to be after priming with SBG. Think it will be different. I do.
I'd love to know. Right? That's right. Didn't you do alternate days or rolling 48s for a while there with the snake juice, Lindy?
I did a 72-hour with a snake juice, and I white knuckled that. That was really bad. It wasn't until I sort of hit the 72-hour mark that I thought, I can keep going, but I had to stop because we were going out for lunch. But this time I did 5 days. Who would have thought me, of all people, would do a 5-day fast, and I didn't white knuckle at all. And I think that the reason is because I primed like it was my job before I went on the fast. So yeah, and I fasted 5 days, and 16 hours. So
5 days and 16 hours.
That matters.
Have to get that.
I love that.
That's right. Every little
night and day.
Probably could have gone on, but I just I missed eating. I wasn't hungry, and even now I'm still not hungry. But I just missed that comfort of eating, and I thought 5 days, 16 hours is a good first attempt. And I don't know whether I'll do another 5-day for a while. I just didn't like the refeed.
Yep. Your refeed is tough.
But now, definitely 72s.
Yep. Michael, you also fasted before.
I did. Just in November, I did a 36-hour fast.
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago, I did a 10-day fast.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was doing when I did that.
Right. What about you, Todd?
Yeah, the longest one I did was a 21-day fast, but this is how dumb I was. When I did it, I thought, well, I was using the same the same idea in my head that I would just drink a bunch of water, and when I was hungry, and that would stretch out my stomach. It would flip the sensors in my brain. The hunger would go away, and I could do this. Well, if you keep packing your stomach with water, you pee out all your potassium. And so
there you go. You can get in some trouble.
Man, I got myself in trouble at day 21 because I ended up having real low potassium. My potassium got so low, I don't remember any of the numbers at the time, but my potassium got so low.
Get on IV and stuff.
Yeah, because it dropped my red blood cell count.
Yeah,
because my blood plasma got screwed up. Because I
Mm-hmm.
took all the potassium out of it because I was hammering all this water because I was like, well, I don't have to be hungry. I'll just do that. It was just kind of my, I was just making it real simple. Like, let's hit those triggers, and that's just like instrumentation brain of electronics that I work on. It's like, if there's a trigger that'll shut that down, then flip the trigger. And I was using water to flip the trigger. I was making it very simple, but I got myself in trouble.
Now, Keith, if I remember correctly, you've never fasted before the SBG, right?
Yeah, I did. I did 10 months of keto previous to Carnivore, and the most I did was 72.
Oh, you did do? Okay.
Yeah, but that was all white knuckling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was cold. I was angry. I was
Angry, moody.
I was hangry. Yeah.
And you see the difference. I mean, it was noticeably different, right?
Oh no, there was just a smooth consistency about it.
Yeah.
I knew there were times that I was going to be a little bit hungry because I'd feed myself, at a certain day. But you just get over it. Seriously, it's a thought, it's a feeling for about 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden you just smooth out. And then when you hit that 72 and you're doing Carnivore, there's a part in your body or your mind that's just like, are you really hungry? Like, seriously, are you hungry, or is it just because it's your 72 hours?
Yeah. Because it's 72 hours, right? But are you really hungry? Right.
Yeah, but then it's the refeeding is the really important part I found for Carnivore. Doing it properly.
Yes.
For
Yes,
sure.
and next time, Lindy, maybe try you could try I've done chicken broth before because it doesn't have a lot of fat in it.
Oh, that's good.
So the salmon probably just still had enough fat, but it's hard when you're doing a 5-day fast.
With 5 days, I mean, yeah.
Yep.
That's a crap
But
shoot.
I did. I broke quite a few, but I would just do a broth that did not have fat in it. Had, zero fat broth if I broke with that.
Yeah.
Josephine, has anyone noticed that they're remembering things from their past?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So
Yeah.
much more brain clarity.
Yeah. Well, not only that, this is not exactly positive, but traumas would come up. So, and it would allow me to deal with them again.
Do you mean with the fast, Raymond?
Yeah, with the fast.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, which would clear it, but the fact it comes up, whether in my dreams or it comes up and it's kind of like a steadiness. This past 5 days, I had one of those actually. So, and just masticating it, chewing on it, until it just releases. It's kind of like it goes up to the surface, and then I do little thoughts into it, and I just let it go from there. It's like it clears out of my system. It's interesting, but yeah, things from the past do come up, but not necessarily good stuff sometimes. So.
Yeah, sometimes Coach Raymond talks about constitution, and that's your base strength. And sometimes you are able to cope with things that you didn't think that you could. You're able to sit with things in a different way without the same types of reactions as we used to have. And so sometimes that safety in your body means that some things will happen like that. Yeah.
Some emotional healing, hopefully.
And I know for Lindy, the same thing happened to her is I had a dream this morning where I ate and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I broke my fast.
Oh, a cheater dream? You cheated on your fast?
Oh my God, yes. I've had that carnivore too. Carnivore dream where I just eat a whole bunch of carbs. I'm like,
I'm eating and I'm thinking to myself, I'm breaking my fast. What am I doing?
Yep.
And I know
Me
Lindy
too.
had the same thing the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, you
day
feel so
four for
guilty.
me.
Yeah, you feel
Day
so
4 for
guilty.
me. I woke up. I was so angry. I was in WhatsApp texting the boys saying, I broke my fast. My sister made me baked beans and peas. And then I went to the loo, came back, and I'm like, no, I didn't break my fast. My sister didn't make anything for me, so I quickly deleted the message. But they saw that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I was so angry. Yeah. But
Wow.
I've had a veggie dream where during while I was doing Carnivore and I was eating a bunch of vegetables. I tell you what, I woke up in a panic.
All right.
Eating vegetables does sound like a proper nightmare to me.
It was crazy. I was just like, there's no way I ate vegetables. No way. And when you wake up from that dream and you get that realization that it was just a dream, although very
Phew.
vivid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so happy after that I didn't do it. So
You're like, thank God.
Yeah, it's
That's
released.
so good. That makes me think of like, oh, maybe you had a dream that you kissed a vegan or something. No.
Right, exactly. Here's Lindy's number one
Straight out
fan.
the channel.
Yeah, this is my daughter.
Oh,
Oh,
no, no.
Ella.
There she is.
Yeah.
Hi, Ella.
Oh, can't wait to meet
Hi,
her.
Ella.
Yeah, she'll be coming to KetoCon, so
Yes.
if you come in there, you might meet her.
Oh,
That's
love
awesome.
it.
Whole
Valerie,
top row.
who-
All top row.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
700 plus.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, we were up.
I gotta go again. She's apparently
Okay.
ready.
All right,
Oh,
no
all
worries.
right.
bye, Raymond.
No problem.
See you,
See
Raymond.
you, Raymond.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
Raymond, thanks
you.
for coming up.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming on. Let's see here.
Have any of you considered weightlifting? It could help lose body fat faster, considering you're using meat for energy.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's on my my summer of
List.
2024 agenda. Yep.
Awesome.
So I'm
No,
starting
it's
with
the perfect muscle building diet. Like, hit
Yeah.
the gym on Carnivore. Like, you can get beautiful muscle development. Mhm.
yeah, I'm working on it. I'm starting with yoga and walking and shake plate and a few things like that to get I just want to be in a good spot where I'm not going to start tearing stuff. I don't want to be down. I don't want to be
Yep.
starting off stupid. I'm trying. I did a lot of my whole life was about doing big, things and desperate, big, extreme things, thinking that was going to be the cure, and it never was. So I'm really enjoying doing it smarter this time and making small steps that I can sustain. That stick, So I'm trying to do better this time, and so I'm going the smart route with
The small build. I love
Yeah.
that. I want to say hi to Adam. I see he's there. I had to
Oh, there
smell
she
my
is.
aminos.
Oh.
Like, yeah, you said they smell like
she
fish.
is.
This is Ella.
Oh, hi.
Ella.
Hey, Ella.
Oh,
Gosh.
sorry.
Yes.
I put my earphones out.
Yeah, can't really hear.
Yeah. I said hello.
Hi.
Aw.
Howdy.
Howdy. Hey, Nella.
So how proud of you are you of your mom?
I'm very proud. Yeah. I can't believe how skinny she's gotten. I'm also proud of all of you guys for completing, like, is it
5 days.
no oh, Raymond's not here, but he did like 6 years. Didn't Emily do
Yeah.
3?
Yeah,
3
3 years for me, 6 years for Todd.
6
Yeah.
years. And then how much did he do?
How long have you been carnivore, Keith?
9 months now.
9 months.
Love it.
It's good job, hey?
You know what, Ella? And next year your dad's going to be up here.
Oh, we're trying.
If not, me
Right.
and Todd are going to go to Australia and drag him up here.
We're going to have to come over and we're going to have to bring Scott over and put him in boot camp. Make
Whatever
sure
it
he's
takes.
yeah, exactly. But Scott's in the dudes chat with us, so Scott's got to we need to get Scott up here on the anniversary show next year. So that's awesome. We're gonna try to keep him motivated. So
Yes, we are.
We're proud of him that he didn't have his iced coffee for breakfast, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a first.
that's
Wow.
awesome.
Really giving him panic attacks, like anxiety attacks. It's just sort of come on really quickly. Every night he was having these attacks. And since he's stopped with the sugars, it's all gone. So I think that scared him into wanting to start full time. So
That's awesome.
it's been nice.
I know it's like a dream come true for you, Lindy. You've been waiting for that for a long time. Wanting
Yeah.
that.
It helps when we're both on the same page with
Oh,
our
yeah.
diet. Yeah, because we eat together and all that. Ella's not carnivore, but she'll do it if she's ready. There's no pressure.
It works.
She's proud of us. She looks
Absolutely.
after herself. So she just turned 21. So she can cook and do all that.
That's
Although I
awesome.
still cook meals sometimes.
That is
Just
awesome.
just being the example, even in my family, has been enough. You know, they ask the questions. So I try and give it to them as best as I can, but I think I overload them too much sometimes.
Yes, guilty.
So I love my family and my family loves me. I'm very, very lucky. Very lucky. So everybody in their time, you know, when they're ready.
Absolutely.
Such a peaceful. Yeah. And we just have to lead the way and be the example. I love that.
I think it's the best thing because we were all there and we know there was nobody that was going to talk us into it
Nope.
when we weren't ready. You know?
No, we had to have our desperate moment. We had to reach that point. We had to reach
Breaking
our bottom.
point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Absolutely. Let's see. Looks like Kari's in SBG, huh?
I enjoy your chat so much. Really appreciate hearing all about your 5-day fast. You're also inspirational. Looking to get more involved this month.
Yay. Awesome. We've got calls usually every other day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this next week. Yeah.
Yeah, come be in the Cool Kids Club. And I mean, it really is a very supporting place to be, man. It helps so much. Mike Shaw.
I do need that sometimes, Emily. I'm pretty good at beating myself up. The beauty of this community, we get to encourage each other.
Yes. Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
110%.
Moni, how is it you need to eat fat if you still have 120 plus pounds to lose my brain? Oh, didn't we do this?
We
I
one?
think we
talked
did
about
this
this one.
question. Yeah, we did
Okay,
this one.
somehow that got knocked to the bottom. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Does anyone miss crunchy, crispy snacks? What can I make at home?
Yeah, I like to do pork rinds if I'm craving something crispy. I mean, you can get some good crusts on steaks and such too. To me, it's just that thing of getting it the pan hot enough, you know, the tallow that you're cooking with, and you get contact. You guys can tell us how to get a good crust on something. Those are
Mhm.
very important.
Absolutely.
And then breadings, like to me, I use like crushed pork rinds with butter. Cheese can get a crust to it. And I was thinking about those crispy things too. This is where you just get like a roasted meat, like in your crock pot or in your Instapot. And then you add tallow to it and fat and crisp it up in the air fryer. And I think Michaela calls them crispy things. So those are a couple things that come to mind.
You guys
Those
are
are
killing
fun.
me here with all this food talk.
Sorry, whoopsie.
Is there such a thing as eating too many eggs? I'm going to tell you, no. I don't think so. I don't think you can do it. You would be very healthy to try to find it, I think. So, do your darndest. I was eating 36 eggs a day there for a long time for
Priming.
testosterone, and it priming for priming to try to address testosterone, and it works fantastically, by the way. So. Yeah, definitely do it. I think it's great.
And he also built a lot of muscle up with doing that.
Got way stronger, like just way stronger. Even my posture changed when I did that. My spine straightened out, and I started standing up way straighter. I mean, it was crazy. My hips aligned with my back better. Craziest thing. Crazy.
They're like the perfect food. They have the perfect ratios of everything.
That's amazing. And I've been really digging taking like a pound of ground beef and chopping it up like taco meat kind of, and just taking like 15 egg yolks and putting it in there and mixing it up like gravy. That's been really enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm fasting today too, Todd. So thank you very much.
I'm fasting too. I started another 30. I'm like I don't know, like 15 hours. I put it on the app in there, and but I'm like 15 hours into it. So I came right back. I loved it so much.
Isn't it interesting though? We can do this is talk about, because I know on my refeed or my up day, on my up day, I'm going to enjoy my carnivore food so much, because every day that I have my up day or my eating day, I do.
Absolutely,
I appreciate it. Yeah,
it's so much better. I mean, I made those beef jerky sticks that Raymond made, and I mean, I eat those things like I'm surprised I'm not missing a finger right now. Yeah, I eat those things like that. You know,
do they get crispy?
So I did half of the batch for 3 hours, and I really liked those. They were not crispy, but I liked where they were. I liked the kind of the juicy, the chewy fat. I really did like it. And then I did the other half for 4.5 hours, and that got a little bit chewier. And now next time I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it again. Because I can't decide which one I like better. I like them all. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, those were
I
them.
know.
Yeah.
I made those 2 last night. They're so good.
Yum.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna try one for 6 hours when I'm probably gonna start cooking them tomorrow sometime, so that they're ready. But or even maybe tonight and do some for like 6-8 hours and see. Oh yeah, my dog liked it.
Oh my gosh.
Cosette liked them. She was chowing one.
She was just happy you were starting to eat again and cook.
She was. That's her favorite spot. She was like, "Thank God you're cooking again. Where's all the food gone?"
Yeah, no kidding.
It's funny. New here. What is Prime?
Priming. Yeah, you're just going to take 2 weeks. You're going to eat 3 times a day plus all carnivore meals until you're stuffed and the coffee is after the food. We talk about this in SBG every Monday, so we'll be teaching about it tomorrow night. But it's a feasting period, and you're just feasting on carnivore. And whenever you have a thought of food, you don't let yourself get hungry at all. And it's a great way to start out and to knock cravings to the curb, not have any hunger cravings, anything like that. And then we'll usually downshift after that and go into some fasting protocols.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, it works. It's counterintuitive for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Feels wrong, especially if you're trying to lose weight. But
Lindy's birds are even carnivore.
Oh,
yes. He loves his meat, that one.
Sound like my exactly. I don't know if this applies here, but my dad said if you're out running a grizzly bear, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than the guy next to you.
That's
I
right.
hope that doesn't apply in the same scenario, Mike. you might
Be faster
not
than your
have to
friend.
be fast
Good.
enough to catch a deer just than the guy next to you. If it's for survival. Let's see here.
I do too.
Me
I'm glad
too.
I'm not the only one. I'm like a
Yum.
little cave
Yeah.
woman. I sit there and I chop it up, eat it with my fingers. I don't
Yeah,
use cutlery hardly at all.
Me too. I slice it up and I eat all my meat with my fingers now off of a chopping board. I haven't used a plate or a fork in I don't know how long. That's so
Love it.
funny.
Happy Carniversarys all. Much love. I got my perfect aminos to experiment with. Nobody told me they smell like fish food. Yeah, they don't smell too good, but yeah,
No.
swallow them
True.
whole, you'll be right.
Yeah, they smell like fish food and taste like stomach acid and earwax. So enjoy.
Mine tastes good. Come on.
I finally got mine. I've got the optimal today.
Oh,
So, 'cause
nice.
I couldn't get the perfect. So I started this morning. I'm back on there
Nice.
with the line diet. So
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, Shelley. We appreciate you very much.
Emily, when you do your ADF, do you eat 3 times the next day, or how do you eat after, so you're not dumping everything?
I start small and lean on the next day. So I do start with a very small amount, even on the alternate day fast. If I don't though, eating every other day, your body gets used to that. Eating every other day carnivore, your body gets used to that. So you don't have as much of that digestion. I get that more if I go into 48s or 72s. If I'm right at that 36 spot, it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to stay on the safe side, start smaller and increase your meal sizes, or you can just eat 3 small meals, or whatever you want to do. But start small with that, and if you're going to do bigger ones, do them later.
Yeah. Let's see here. I was also going to take a second to shout out. I forget to do this. I look more into the community and I forget about the YouTube part of this, but we got a lot of YouTube people here. Adam at Carnivore today's in here. Carrie at Homestead Howe was in here. Bill Knott was in here. You definitely go check out those channels. Mike Shaw is in
Mike
here.
Shaw
Definitely
TV,
go check out him.
Meeting
Wellness. Yep. And I don't shout out anybody else, but guys, feel free to shout out your channel. and at least put your name in there if you want a shout out, and we can help you get the link into the. I know the link gets blocked sometimes, and we can help you guys get the link into the chat. Definitely go subscribe to these guys. They are great supporters in the carnivore community, so we appreciate everybody's work. It's amazing.
Can I just shout out Steak and Butter Girl too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't forget Steak and Butter Girl and Steak and Butter Gal and Steak and Butter Gang for sure.
Yeah, no, Bella was. I can't thank Bella enough for creating the platform that she has,
Yes.
and bringing together the coaches and moderators and us as a community.
Yes,
absolutely.
It's beautiful. And so it's kind of like this, but it's on Zoom. So there's like 50 of us or 100 of us or however. Yeah.
202 the other day. Yeah.
Yes. And so it feels so good to be connected and see each other and learn. And we get our guest speakers and we talk about, fasting and Q&A. So love it. Thank you.
Dr. Baker's going to be up there this Friday. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And Dr. Berry's coming too this month, isn't he? Dr. Berry?
I didn't see him in the schedule, but
okay. I thought he was.
I know we do have Berry.
Okay.
Or,
sorry.
That's okay. We have him often. I don't know when he's coming next.
Yeah.
How do you know if you need to add amino acids to your diet?
Yeah, we're experimenting with it, Danny, and it's too bad that Raymond wasn't here. That's kind of his thing. But I've just been experimenting with him for the last probably 4 months, and I feel better on him, which was surprising to me, being a 3-year carnivore, that any supplement would kind of enhance my experience. So for me, I had better sleep, mood, energy. And so if you're one that's having digestion problems or you're having some issues or some difficulties, it can be because of absorption, and these help to the supplement helps to upregulate processes. So, that question, well, is carnivore enough? I mean, yeah, absolutely. But if there's a supplement that can benefit and help that process, then I think that something, especially like an amino acid, which is, one of the component parts of why carnivore works so well, makes sense. So I don't know if you guys want to weigh in on your experience so far.
Yeah, I just feel like number one, a bunch of carnivores say you don't need electrolytes, and then I take electrolytes, and they were key for me. And a bunch of carnivores said that you don't have to do, certain supplements, right? But I know that I feel better with B1 and C-Calp for iodine, and there's certain things, calcium. These things help me.
Mm-hmm.
And also salt, right? What I've noticed is, and what I just feel like is, I was malnourished for 30 years.
Long time. Yep.
And my body was short on a lot of things. And what I'm finding is that if I'm taking them and I'm having benefits from them, and my body's not telling me not to take them, then it needs it. Mm-hmm. And so, I thought I was going to need electrolytes for forever. And that was weird to me, because I was thinking, how do we not get enough of this? Like, if it's so important and we need so much of it, why do we not get more through or just a natural, process? But I finally got, whatever you want to call it, nourished, satiated with electrolytes, and I don't need them like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely did need them for 7-8 months when I was doing this, and then my need for them went down, and I feel like I just kind of filled the deficit. I feel the same thing with salt now, and I felt the same thing with a lot of supplements that I was taking. And now I'm doing the aminos, and I can tell you for certain that my digestion got better on aminos, because I went from having meat that would sit in my stomach for 7 and 8 hours at a time sometimes, to digesting it in 3.5 hours when I took the aminos. When I took the aminos, my eyes healed even more. I started growing hair, and then the biggest thing is I started moving more stubborn lymph fluid that had been built up. So to me, I'm going to keep taking them until I get that same cue that I'm getting very used to listening to now, that says that I'm satiated, that I filled this deficit. So I feel like we should explore trying everything that's on that real base level of that could help us, that backs up the carnivore lifestyle. I feel like we should just try it, and then listen to our body tell us when we're done. That's my goals on all that stuff. So
I'm the same. I didn't really feel much difference on the aminos, and it wasn't until I heard Todd and Coach Raymond talking about going to the toilet a lot more, that I noticed that I was too. And I didn't even pick up on that. And I was going to the toilet throughout the day and then sleeping through the night, which is reverse for me. Normally I don't go through the day, and I'd get up 3-4 times at night to go to the toilet. So it definitely was helping with my lymph fluid as well. And I lost obviously a lot of the swelling and edema in my legs just doing carnivore and over the last 2 years. But there was always it was always still there. My feet were still swollen, and now you look at my feet and they look almost normal. And I think that was from the aminos. And then with the fasting, I feed so much through the day. It was like that was even better as well on top of that. I've just got another supply of aminos, so I'm going to take them for the 2 months because I bought 2 months worth, and then I'm going to see how I go after that with just fasting and carnivore, and just see what my body does. But definitely help with the lymph fluid in me, which is the biggest noticeable thing anyway for me.
Absolutely. I love this question. How long does it take to see improvements in anxiety on the carnivore diet? Man, my anxiety almost completely disappeared in my first 2.5 weeks on carnivore. That's why I was so, it was so crazy. It's, and depression, like it was just gone. It was crazy how fast. I don't know if it's that way for everybody, but I do know it is one of the first things that goes away. And especially if you have high fat, if you're doing it right with high fat, that fat is key.
Beautiful truth right there. I have seen it take longer, but it was super quick for me. It turned around very quickly. So I guess everybody has their own journey with it, but I love the important points is that the fat is crucial in that process. So, wow, it's great.
Well, my husband's had anxiety for about 25 years, but it's been on and off, very intermittent. It was only in the last 2 months that it's really picked up, and it was happening every night. And he's only 8 days into carnivore, and it's probably stopped on day 5 for him. He's not having any attacks at the moment.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Within the first week or two for me was the same too, Todd.
That's awesome, man.
And
Same for me.
I lived that life of depression and anxiety and
for how long? For years, right? And it was bad for years.
Yeah. And medication too. Medication was a part of my life too. So I didn't know what it was going to do when I first started, but I think the thing is to just give it a go, because what else have you done? You've tried to do everything and like you've been told to do, and you still feel the same way.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Carnivore was the one thing I felt changed the world for me.
Yeah. So powerful. I know, it's so real, man. Gosh. That's why everybody needs to hear this, because, like I said, I've had, 3 friends commit suicide in like the last 18 to 24 months here over that stuff. And it's, they could literally heal that and probably 3 weeks for the mass majority of them just eating right. And nobody talks about it. It's just crazy. So crazy.
There is so much hope. I love these stories of hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to show your
yeah, I'm on
optimal
aminos.
And
I got this one.
Perfect amino.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Are we catching up? I was kind of ramming through these because
you got a story to tell today, haven't you?
And before we do the story, we are going to do a giveaway. Okay.
I
am going to type in SBG, and I am going to give away a free 1 month membership to SBG.
Nice.
To help you guys all out.
That's awesome.
So all you do is type in your chat box, type in hashtag SBG to get entered into the drawing.
Nice. And if they're in there,
you're already in the group.
I know. I was going to say,
if you already got a membership, no, because it's too much troubles. But if you're not, Here's your chance to get in it and try it for 30 days.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you.
I guess I can give it to a friend if they win.
Yeah, they could. All you gotta do is just type hashtag SBG into the chat box.
They're putting it in now. This is awesome. Well, while you guys are typing that, I'm going to pull this question up real quick.
Okay.
Tell me more about this amino acids.
Just going to make
Pressure's
it real
on
quick.
you.
Yeah. So basically, we've said it a few times, but we're just going to kind of just sum it up. But, you know, we're all messing around with different amounts of amino acid therapy, and it's all kind of trial and error right now. So we're not really suggesting it to anybody. We're just kind of telling everybody what we're doing. And so we're taking the amino acids, but you can, Michael, you want to put the link in there to the amino acids.
Regina.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
And we'll put that in there, and
Yep.
you can check out Raymond and Emily did an awesome interview
Yeah,
that you can go check out on what we're working on here. So
as soon as I find it, there we go. Come on, guys, let's get more entries into the giveaway.
Come on, guys, you gotta try out SBG. Because how many are in there? There's only 14. Wow, hashtag SBG.
We have over 80 people watching.
Yeah, come on in.
Are 70 of them already with us?
Could be.
There could be.
Quite a
Few
few.
regulars in there.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm
All right,
posting
well,
the
I'm
link
going to give
to
a
that
public
video.
service announcement while we're waiting. This was the funny story, but today it's going to be like a public service announcement because it happened to me last night. And I was laughing. It's a little gross, but I was laughing so hard. So I wear my CPAP at night to go to bed, right? And I put this on every night because it does a few things for me. One, it makes me take my glasses off to wear the CPAP. And the CPAP, when I take my glasses off, then I can't play with my phone. I can't read my phone, so I can't be up on my phone. So it's a nice thing. So now it's just a ritual because it makes me take my glasses off, makes me put the phone down, and also the white noise kind of puts me to sleep. So I don't need it anymore. Most of the time I wake up and I've pulled it off at some point in the night a lot of times, but it does put me to sleep because it keeps me from doing, having bad habits of checking my email and stuff while I'm sleeping. And then also I hate light pollution in my room from my cell charger, from screens, just those little ambient lights that come in that drive you nuts at night. I hate that. And what I started realizing when I had a CPAP, you can throw the blanket over your head and you're not breathing hot air under the blanket because it doesn't drive you crazy. Where I used to try to do that before, but when you're just breathing under the blanket, I used to hate it because you'd have hot air on your face. Hated that. Right. So yeah, last night, put the CPAP on. And then Cosette, she hops up in the bed and she sleeps on the covers most of the night. And then she gets cold in the middle of the night. She scratches me. So I threw my blanket over Cosette to cover up last night. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and something was just in my face. And I did not know what it was. The most horrific smell I'd ever smelled. And I have a CPAP on. I'm like, what is happening right now? Well, inadvertently, I had thrown the covers. Cosette had gotten tangled up in my CPAP hose and she dragged my CPAP onto the bed. And I had thrown the covers over the CPAP machine and Cosette and myself and had overhead. And Cosette had gotten a little gassy in the night.
No.
So she farted in my CPAP machine and it pumped it into my mouth. And I woke up, ripped my CPAP mask off, and I was dry heaving in the garbage this morning.
You were breathing dog fart.
Dog fart. So,
oh my god.
So if you ever It's just a public service announcement. Don't let your CPAP machine get under your blanket with your dog, because it's like it is way worse than just getting hot boxed in the blanket, because it just powers all that stuff in your face. It was so bad, but I had to. And I would be lying if I told you that wasn't. That was the second time it actually happened, but last night it was the worst one I'd ever experienced in my life. So I thought I'd try to save a life today and tell you, be careful with getting your CPAP machine under the covers with your dog, because that is a combination made, in comedy gold, but also is not pleasant. Yes,
we're
Mike.
having nightmares now. That's what my nightmare is going to be made out of.
I was laughing so hard when that happened. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What do we got here? We got some starred comments.
Well, someone else can read these because I'm going to cry if I do.
Very well. I don't like being on camera, but just wanted to say I'm very proud of my mom. The carnivore diet has helped her improve so much these 2 years, apart from the obvious factor she's lost weight.
There, sorry. We were both doing it.
It's all
I'll
right.
let you do it. You got it.
She's able to leave the house more, walk around, and her mood has greatly improved. When I was young, it was usually just Dad who took me to doctor's appointments and went to my graduations, dance concerts, and our parent-teacher interviews. He would always record them and send them to my mom because Mom didn't want to leave the house due to anxiety and her ability to walk far. When she was 700 plus pounds. So now, after being on carnivore for the past 2 years, her physical and mental state is a lot better. She's come to doctor's appointments. If I was too anxious to go alone, we've gone on little girly dates. And now we are going to America in a few months and plan to see Coldplay in Melbourne. Oh, wow. I could never imagine this happening, because if she didn't start carnivore when she did, I probably never would have had moments like these with her.
That's amazing.
I'm crying now.
Oh,
I'm about ready to tear up.
You guys got
That's awesome,
something
Lindy.
so precious.
Got your life back, Lindy.
That's right.
And you're not just for you, you're doing it for your family. Your daughter.
Absolutely.
Yep. Amazing.
I love you, Ella.
Oh, honey, that is so sweet.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Yeah, and I mean, the example's just incredible, because you've been such an example for your kids and your husband. It's just incredible.
And you've also been an example for me too, Lindy. And I thank you all the time for sharing your story and having the guts to hit that record button and putting it up there. Amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because we kind of blocked out the last few years. Like, I'd forgotten about all those parent-teacher interviews and the graduations, and yeah, I felt bad that I couldn't go. And my husband would just video everything and send it to me. Yeah, it broke my heart that I couldn't do it, but yeah, I totally blocked all of that out. So I guess that's why it hurts. I have missed so much of my kids' lives, but yeah, no more.
That's right.
So you got lots to look forward to, Miss Ella.
That's awesome.
Reclaiming through optimization.
Yeah. Catherine was going to come on too, but she's got no internet. She's struggling, so maybe another day.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Didn't want to first time on YouTube, and you're going to make me cry, Lindy.
You make me look like a baby.
Yeah. Hope you can't see my eyes watering up, but anyways, everything. I appreciate everything all three of you have done, and I'm really, like I said before, I'm so proud to be a part of our carnival friendship. So I will always be so proud of you three Coach Emily, you know, for doing what you're doing. You saved my life. You and Coach Raymond saved my life. So to hear that from Ella, wow, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She's
Absolutely.
amazing. You know, how could I not want to be around for these my two beautiful girls? I mean, they're just both so cool, and I want to be a cool mum and
forget
do
Scout,
things
too.
with them. Oh yeah, he's all right. He can come along for the ride.
You know, and when people ask, you know, what do you mean by, you know, what's your why or whatever, you're seeing it right there. That's
right.
There's not a better one.
No,
And
nothing better than that.
yeah, I mean,
That why really did make us cry.
exactly. So that's
So you all
amazing.
know my why now. It's out there in YouTube land.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, darling.
Oh, here we go. All right, so there's only 15 takers,
Come
but
on,
let's do
let's
it.
get a few more.
Get on in
Hashtag
here.
SBG. Type it in chat if you want to win. 3 month SBG.
We'll spin in a couple of minutes and then we'll have to head off, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hit our
Yeah.
3 hours. So, but
Mhm.
man, I got to tell you guys, I appreciate
Todd
y'all.
has to pay us overtime when we break 3 hours.
let's get this show on the road.
Here we go.
No, man. And Keith, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I
Yes,
know
thank you.
that's meant a lot to us because I know you do not like the camera, but you are a natural at it for sure. I was telling Keith last night, I was like, man, you would be a natural at coaching, you know?
Yes.
So I think
Think
Keith
about
would
it.
make
So
it.
good.
I second that motion.
It'd be awesome.
I've worked professionally in my line of work that I used to do was dealing with people, communities, families, clients, mainly around mental health, because that was my experience in my life. So I went back and got myself re-educated and got work in it. And I loved it. It's one of those things I would wake up every day, 6 a.m. in the morning and just, right, you know, it's time for me to move. And that's what I would do. Now, I think Carnivore is my way forward. So nice to see you too, Shelley.
Absolutely, man.
Put this one back up. That was the kind of long one to read.
Oh, when I started, I searched for women like me who lost a significant amount of weight and found Lindy. A few months. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're in this together. We can do this. We've got so much to look forward to in our lives. Yeah, it's not over yet.
Absolutely. And you got fans, Keith.
Yep.
You got big fans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to do the drawing.
All right, hit it.
Yay.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Mark.
Wow.
Congratulations,
Okay.
Mark.
Awesome.
Congratulations. You are going to enjoy it, man. Just make sure you make all the calls you can if you can. You can always watch the replays, but nothing quite like being there and getting your questions in and telling
Now I just need to find Mark. Where's he at here? Mark, just send me an email.
There you go.
At that. Posted the email address. And I will set you up.
I'm gonna put this up there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We you know, these guys all inspire me, and we all, you know, everybody is creating this history and this example, and it's really a powerful thing when the numbers start adding up, both the number and, you know, in volume of people, but also the number and successful days of staying off of sugar and getting healthier and keeping the weight off and not, you know, going, just, we're off the roller coaster. The roller coaster doesn't exist for us anymore. And that is a beautiful thing.
Steady.
Absolutely. Oh no, you'll be fine, Kimberly. You got to check it out and then give us a report in the Discord. You want to put the Discord up there, Michael?
Yeah, I will post it again.
Yeah, see if people want to hop in Discord if they want to.
We're up to like 60 members now.
Nice.
Yeah, Discord's just a nice, safe place for everyone to chat, maybe connect with people,
Make
find
some
someone
friends.
locally that you
Yep.
can chat with about Carnivore. Just keep each other accountable. There's no coaching or anything. You go to SBG for that, where they've got all the good information, but that's just somewhere where you can meet like-minded people. So
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, man, I look for, and also if any of you guys are in here and new to SBG or whatever, definitely give us a shout out when we're in the meetings and stuff. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh yeah. If you came in from this channel, we'd love to hear about that. Like say it in the chat or whatnot, or calls.
No worries. What do you say? Should she email you, Michael, and you can walk her through it a little bit, or?
Yeah,
Michael's
just
really
email
good at
me
walking through.
at 700 plus giveaway, and I'll set you up. I'll help you out.
Michael's a whiz.
yeah, and you
And
can't
doesn't
break
it feel-
anything because Michael will fix it if you do.
I know. And if you feel dumb on tech, how I do, he's so like calming. He just calmly talk you through it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
very
he's nice to you guys. He tells me, "Why are you being an idiot?"
Yeah, Todd, what are you doing?
He's nice to girls.
Exactly. Dang it. Oh man, this was fun. And Raymond, if you're watching, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on.
Emily,
And,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. Love you.
Thank you
So
so
fun
much.
And
to
thank you,
celebrate with
Kate.
you.
And happy
And
Carniversary.
congratulations on everybody's anniversary. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's right.
It's huge. It's fun.
Got this.
We'll do it again next year. And keep
We
putting
will.
up these numbers, keep making a record, of the success, and it's just gonna be fun to keep shoving this in, the naysayers' face and squishing the propaganda with it. Yeah, I think,
And you have to remember that it's never too late to change your life. I thought I was too late, and I changed mine. Same with Todd and Lindy.
Absolutely.
Keith, Emily. They all have done the same thing. So it's never too late. You can do it.
And if you want to reach out in private, not on camera like this, just use that same email address, 700 plus giveaway,
Yep.
and we can connect and have a chat and
Yep.
keep each other accountable. We're here for everyone.
Absolutely. And definitely, if you have the means and if you are trying to change it, just get over to SBG. You will not believe how much help that is there. So
Yes, it is.
but we appreciate you guys. We will see you next time.
Yep.
And
Thank
on
you.
next Sunday. So we'll see y'all.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Take care.